back. Think you know the game? Put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook and turn your picks into big payouts. With live betting, rivalry week odds boosts, and more, DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to own every Saturday. Here's something special for first-timers. New DraftKings customers bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD. That's code TIMD with no spaces for new customers to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Hi, I'm Michael from the War and Treaty. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. Only Novo Nordisk makes FDA-approved Ozempic. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5 milligram, 1 milligram, and 2 milligrams.
If only life had a remote control, you could pause or rewind. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Big truck accidents can cause life-changing injuries, and life-changing injuries deserve life-changing money. I know big truck wrecks, and I know how to fight those big insurance companies. If you've been hurt by a big truck, contact us at ritchielaw.com. I'm on top of it.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. What a gorgeous day out there. Partly cloudy skies, a high of 79 degrees. Low humidity, definitely feeling like fall. It's going to be another cool night. We dip into the mid-50s again overnight tonight, so it's a cool start in the morning. It'll be a beautiful afternoon tomorrow, a high in the low 80s under partly cloudy skies.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 3 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 180 points to 45,598. Market update brought to you by Allen Tate. Whether you're buying, or selling your home, you want the best real estate agent. Howard Hanna Allen Tate is the Carolinas' #1 real estate company for a reason. Call a Howard Hanna Allen Tate agent today.
Bryce in the pocket, steps up, eludes the rush, throws, end zone, caught, Adam Thielen, touchdown!
He'll toss it that way to Hampton, and he is in. Touchdown, Carolina.
Bailey, shotgun, snap left hashes, QB keeper, dives forward, touchdown. Bailey is third of the night.
Cooper faces up with 5 and 4, drives Davis, spins, waiting, fades away, and hits! Game over! Series over! Sebastian!
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Wednesday, August 27th edition of The Drive. Goodness, it's good to be back in fall. You may say it's not fall. I say it is, because the sports are a-cranking.
Now they're selling pumpkin spice lattes already.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
I'll take it. I'll count it.
I've seen the posts. I've had pictures sent to me.
I was told what my 4-year-old son wants to be for Halloween today, so got to start building that costume up pretty soon.
That's close.
It's fall, and we're getting closer and closer to knowing exactly what this Carolina Panthers football team will look like for their fall season, and that is why we jump into the Big Three at 3.
Number 1.
Adam Thielen traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Who could have guessed it? Just the most logical, it had to happen, it makes too much sense not to happen trade. Dragged on a little bit, but they got it over the finish line. I have the details for you here per Adam Schefter. The Vikings receive Adam Thielen, a conditional 2026 7th-round pick, and a 2027 5th-round pick. So that's a conditional 7th in this upcoming NFL draft, the next one, and then a 5th-round pick in the following NFL draft. The Panthers, on the other side, will receive a 5th-round pick in the upcoming draft, the most near upcoming NFL draft, and a 2027 4th-round pick. Now, you may say, what? I'll explain it to you. If the conditions are met where it stays a 7th-round pick, which it can bump up to, I believe, a 6th in 2026 if Adam Thielen plays a whole bunch. But assuming it stays at a 7th, this upcoming draft, the Panthers jumped from, they basically traded a 7th for a 5th, so they moved up 2 rounds. And then in the following draft, they move up from the 5th to the 4th. Those are significant jumps to me. 7th to a 5th, to me, there is a cutoff with the 5th. And we talked about it yesterday with the waiver decisions. If a rookie 7th-round pick is cut, I'm kind of okay. If a rookie 7th-round pick is cut, I'm like, that's kind of unusual. 5th and above, I'm going, something bad happened. You missed something glaring in the evaluation process, right? So going from the 7th to the 5th is literally going from, yeah, you might cut that guy, to unless you miss something grand, that player will be on your roster and have a chance to be a big part of your team. And then 5th to 4th, anytime you're jumping full rounds into the mid rounds, right? Now 4th round becomes a completely different beast. I think it's bigger compensation than it's being talked about. There's a lot of that's it. I'm going, well, you only gave up Adam Thielen a 7th and a 5th too. You didn't give up the world. It had to happen. It had to happen. Now I'll give you just a quick insight into maybe the Bryce Young of it all. Yes, Bryce Young. They lost his teddy bear from the past few seasons. His Thunder Buddy, if you've ever seen the movie Ted, right? His blanket to go ahead and soothe his fears.
Can't sing that song, but go on.
Get the bleeps ready. But yeah, they took it away. Do you know what nobody is accounting for in all of this? That Adam Thielen might not be the player he was 2 years ago. That with every year Adam Thielen ages, he's less likely to be the player he was 2 years ago. 35-year-old. I don't know what it is about Adam Thielen. Does Adam Thielen know where the fountain of youth is? And Panther fans are the only ones that know it. Usually when an athlete crosses 30, their fans are immediately like, he's terrible. He's never going to be good again. But for some reason, Adam Thielen's 35. Everyone's like, do you realize how important? He's the only proven player out there. He's what he's been for Bryce Young the last 2 years. I'm like, yeah, great. If you can promise me 2024 Adam Thielen, this is a different deal. If you can promise me 2023 Adam Thielen, it's a very different deal. Matter of fact, I bet the Vikings are going to learn the player that was in Minnesota in 2022 ain't the one they're getting back.
You mean the guy that they cut?
Yeah, exactly. I don't get the overimportance on what you hope and pray Thielen could still be when you've drafted back-to-back first-round wide receivers. If you want to get value out of those wide receivers, they have to be getting targets. And this isn't going to be the Bengals from last year. Right? You're not going to throw it 650 times. At least if you're doing that, something horrendous has happened, and it doesn't matter if it's Adam Thielen or you out there running. Not Dennis, like you listening. You can get out there. It doesn't matter. That's number one. Let's hit number two.
Number two.
It is also the rest of the roster building kind of wrap up, right? Because yesterday was cut down day at 4 o'clock, which means waiver claims could go in today. They were processed around noon. And also then there's a full-scale race to fill up your practice squad. And I have some updates for the Panthers here. No Panthers players that were waived yesterday were claimed by anybody else. Okay, that probably says a little something about the roster you have. That you know, obviously, if you have a great roster, you'd be cutting great players, or not great, but good players that other teams would want. Panthers didn't have that issue. So because of that, they were able to bring back, I believe, 13 players that were on their preseason roster to their practice squad. I'm not going to read them all, but some highlights. Boogie Basham, the outside linebacker from Wake Forest. Shamar Bartholomew, a player who many thought would make the team. Chris Barnes, one of their preseason additions that many thought would make the team as an off-ball linebacker. They're all amongst 13 players named to the practice squad. Rumored, but not official as of yet. DJ Dallas, Hendon Hooker, an interesting one, third-round pick from 2023 of the Lions, quarterback out of Tennessee, meaning University of Tennessee. He was cut by the Lions, and he is rumored to be joining the practice squad, not official as of yet. And Kalen King as well, a defensive back. The Panthers did claim 2 to their active roster. So these are players that were waived by other teams, and the Panthers put in a waiver claim, and part of that is they have to add them to the active roster. Cornerback Damari Mathis, that's cornerback Damari Mathis from Denver, who is a guy with history with Ejiro Evero.
Yeah, his rookie season was in 2022 with Evero.
Started 11 games when the defensive coordinator of the Panthers was coordinating the defense with Denver. And then I knew I was going to do this. The first time I looked at his first name, I want to say Dalevon, but it's DeLevon?
Sure.
DeLevon? I think it's DeLevon. Dalevon Campbell from the Chargers, a wide receiver they claimed. We'll talk about them individually, but just know this. The Panthers have a type at wide receiver.
They do.
6'4" plus Teteroa McMillan, their first-round draft pick. The surprise at camp, burst his way on and made the active roster. Tremaine, 6'4". Now they use a waiver claim on a wide receiver. What is Campbell? 6'4". They're putting together a basketball team.
I think they view him a lot as a special teams guy because they need someone that can be a gunner on kicks. I think that's how they view him.
They're loading up because Moore's going to make his way on special teams a bit.
Yep.
Tremaine's going to make his way on special teams a bit. Or I guess maybe they're super high on him as wide receiver. I would assume he's going to have to be playing special teams. And then Campbell also has some of that ability.
The Panthers will have to release one guy off their active roster. With the 2 waiver claims of Thielen getting traded, they will have to release one guy.
Would not be
We'll
surprised.
find out at 4.
Would not. If I were to guess real quickly here, just play a game, I might throw Crumity.
Possibly.
I doubt it's a wide receiver because that would just be weird.
Unless it's David Moore.
If it's David Moore, that would make a little bit of sense. But now you're really young. There's nobody with a,
But I'm sure they feel like they
rent a car in that.
I'm sure they feel like they can sign him back.
True,
in some way,
which they can do for Renfro as well, but they have not done that yet.
But Renfro not on the practice squad, by the way.
Not on their practice squad, and we haven't heard anything about him since he was cut.
Nope.
What number was that? 2. Let's wrap up the big 3 at 3 with number 3.
Number 3.
We can end the charade. Gio Lopez has been named the starting quarterback for the UNC Tar Heels, and it's Wednesday, and they don't play until Monday. I thought we were going to have to do the whole fake wait thing where we're sitting around and going, who's going to break the huddle with the first team during warm-ups on Monday? Gio Lopez, Bill Belichick, named him the starter. We knew it. We just didn't know it. Like, we knew it. It just wasn't confirmed, which made us have a whole bunch of qualifiers. Every time we talked about UNC as an offense, we'd have to say, if Gio Lopez, who we expect to, but has not been named the starter, we now get to eliminate that sentence and just say, when Gio Lopez takes the field, he's going to be looking for Jordan Shipp, Kobe Pace, or whoever it is. Brian Murphy might have had the insight out of their media availability today that really gets the Lopez hype rolling. Brian Murphy, WRL investigative reporter, was out there for the availability with Belichick and some players. UNC wide receiver Jordan Shipp, who has quite a bit of buzz coming his way this preseason, rising sophomore. He says he and the other receivers call Lopez, Gio Lopez, their newly named starting quarterback, Magic Johnson for his ability to make difficult passes and improvise. I mean, come on.
That's high praise?
Yeah.
That's very high praise, okay.
So it's like, well, he's accurate. What do you call him, Greg Maddux? It's like, you're going straight to the top. Magic Johnson for his ability to make difficult passes and improvise. If that's the case, their offense can be very good. If he is a Magic Johnson-level passer and improviser, UNC is going to shock some people. Speaking of, by the way, end of this hour, about 3:45, we will be giving our win-loss predictions, the exact number of wins and exact number of losses we expect for UNC football, NC State football, who starts their season tomorrow, and Duke football, who also starts their season tomorrow. We're going to get these receipts on record so we can gloat and or eat crow as necessary throughout the season. That is the Big Three at 3. Coming up next, more on Adam Thielen to the Vikings. How does this impact the rest of that wide receiver room? Stick around.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 Bird Dogs for just $5 or 2 Bird Dog combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
Bryce to throw. Back right corner. End zone. Thielen open. Reaches up. Makes the catch. Touchdown Panthers. 3 drives for Carolina. 3 touchdowns.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We are going to talk about Adam Thielen being traded to the Minnesota Vikings and what it means for the rest of the Panthers. But quickly here, Dennis, I know you're a jerseys guy. You're a uniform combos guy.
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Carolina Hurricanes on Twitter.
Oh.
The rumors are true.
Ah.
New road unis dropping September 3rd.
Ooh.
We'll get to see some new road uniforms.
I have thoughts on that, but we'll get to it later. Get more important things, more pressing things.
Than uniforms?
Yeah.
All right. Finally, you're coming to my side. Let's go. All right.
I have until September 3rd to make my statements.
Okay, which is a week from now, not that long. Let's dive back into Adam Thielen to the Vikings. Adam Thielen being traded to the Vikings. By the way, I feel like because I took the he should be traded side of this, I don't dislike Adam Thielen. I don't think his contributions have been I'm not trying to downplay his contributions the last 2 years. What I am saying, though, is when you draft guys highly, to get your return on investment, you have to use them. So looking at the rest of their wide receiver room, as it stands right now, you're looking at Teteroa McMillan, who you spent significant draft capital on, Xavier Legette, who you spent significant draft capital on, Jalen Coker, who you hit a little bit of a gold mine in undrafted free agency. And then beyond that, you're looking for more kind of diamonds in the rough, right? You have the Bryce and Tremaines, even a David Moore, who's a veteran, hasn't been the most productive guy catching the ball in his career. It is a interesting group, but it is one that you have to be comfortable with. Right? The questions of who's going to be Bryce Young's third down, drop-off, always open guy. Well, you'd hope it's Teteroa McMillan. Why? Because the things that would make you draft him 8th overall are also the things that would make him a lovely third down option. Big, tall, strong, fast, catching ability, contested catch ability, feel for the game, right? The things that make you a great prospect make you a great option on third down. And I'm not sure those parts of him would get to develop if Adam Thielen were there. It's bittersweet watching a player like Adam Thielen leave. But there's a great book. I think it's written by Michael Lewis. It's about an entire year. He embeds himself with the Baltimore Ravens in like 2002. But it's called Next Man Up. And it is an NFL phrase that is said often. And next man up, there's two ways to go about it, right? One, next man up is like if a guy gets hurt, whoever steps into his place has to play well, right? Next man up. But then there's also this thing where sometimes you want the next man up to be the man up, right? Sometimes the next man up is waiting and you're going, you know what? We need to get whoever's in the way out of the way so the next man up can thrive. This is why on I think it was Monday, they all bleed together, but I think it was on Monday, I said I'm going to advocate for an Adam Thielen trade. And it's going to have nothing to do with Adam Thielen. And it was all about Jalen Coker. Going where you did it. You did the hard part. You evaluated. You found the diamond in the rough. You found the guy that nobody else saw. You brought him in, and you turned him into a legit NFL wide receiver. Or he, along with your help, turned himself into a legit NFL wide receiver. And if he's on the bench watching most plays, you're not getting the benefit of that. Because if he were a bad wide receiver, he would be on the bench watching. The only way you get the benefit of it is to play him. So now he gets to play a heck of a lot more. A heck of a lot more. Is there more pressure on the young guys? Yes. But you want pressure on those guys. Like you say, two of those guys drafted in the first round. Not only drafted in the first round, your first picks in the draft.
Yeah.
Like more resources went into them than any of the other young players on your roster. Do you know what would make me worried? The fact that you're going to be depending on Shaw Smith-Wade and Damani Richardson and some of these other guys so much on defense because they're fifth-round picks and undrafted free agents. It shouldn't make you worried that you have to depend on the first-round picks. It should make you kind of excited. All of this, oh no, who is going to be Bryce Young's this? Now that Adam Thielen's gone. If the only person that could fill that role is a 35-year-old possession receiver, we got bigger issues. And that's no disrespect to Adam Thielen. It's just the truth of the matter. Adam Thielen seems like a lovely dude. Seems like he embraced being a Panther until about 2 weeks ago.
Having talked to him a few times in the locker room, legit good dude.
Seems like a good guy. I doubt he's going to be the first to knock out Father Time. Right? I doubt he's going to be the one. Actually, I will not age as my 30s creep in. Me and Jerry Rice, those are the two wide receivers. It's Adam Thielen and Jerry Rice. I just don't see it. So if you grab, by the way, jumping up around, especially if the Panthers are better this year, so they're not drafting, top 10. If they're drafting middle of a round and the Vikings aren't winning the Super Bowl, which I don't think they will, then jumping up 2 rounds in the draft is significant. And if you don't think it is, I dare you to be as nerdy as I am going into the NFL draft. And see, like put together your big board at a position and where you think they're going to be drafted and realize how much better you like a guy that goes in the 4th round than a guy that goes in the 6th. And then the glass half full, because this is the part nobody wants to talk about, or nobody is talking about. That role that Adam Thielen fills, that everybody's so worried about, the young guys might fill it better, right? 3rd and 7, Adam Thielen was the guy that got 8 yards. Yeah, well, what if Tetairoa McMillan makes the same catch, shakes off a tackle, and gets 35 yards? Right? What if Xavier Legette takes the dump off and uses some of that yak ability that people keep telling me is there, and instead of making it a 2nd and 12, 3rd and manageable, he makes it a 1st down. They might be better simply because physical ability. I'm not saying there's no risk. I'm saying there's very little risk. Worst case scenario, you undersold a guy that had almost no market, and you would have lost for free this upcoming offseason. Worst case scenario is you didn't maximize the return on a guy who, by the way, 100% next offseason would have been worth nothing. If he came out and had 2 bad games, he's worth nothing by week 3.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he doesn't have 8 catches by the first 2 weeks, minimum, he's worth nothing going into week 3. Like, this was the moment where you either sell for something or you get out for nothing. And there's kind of side things that might turn into nice little bits of value. And the this was told to me by somebody that worked in the NFL for a while, one of my old coaches. He said, "Do you know what's the most?" He didn't say most. Do you know what's the cheapest? Is what he said. Do you know what is the cheapest asset in the NFL? I said, what? He said, experience. He's like, if you're keeping a guy around because he's seen a lot, there's a lot of guys that have seen a lot. There's a lot of guys looking for work that want one more year. If you need a mentor in the room, you can find a mentor in the room for dirt cheap.
David Moore.
I mean, just think of all of you. I mean, there's a lot of them. Just think of all the best wide receivers of 2021, right? There's a handful of them that are still looking for jobs. And you can go grab one of those and pay them the league minimum. You don't have to take a $6 million cap hit or whatever Adam Thielen was taking to have somebody that can tell Tetairoa McMillan, when a defensive back does this, here's what you do. Matter of fact, a lot of times it's the coaches for. I think this is a good deal. I think they waited the appropriate time. They could have played ridiculous hardball longer and taken it up to game 1, but then you're holding everybody, including your own team, in some kind of weird chokehold. They fought the fight. They did the negotiation. They played the hardball, passed waiver claims. Then they made the deal, got what they could get for a depreciating asset, and got out.
You know who finished 10th in 2021 receiving yards?
Who's that?
Hunter Renfrow.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to go get Hunter Renfrow, but if the thing you're going to miss about Adam Thielen the most is a guy that can teach these players, teach the young guys the ins and outs of leverage and how to get open and how to manipulate a defense, Renfrow is right there. Right there.
7th on that list, former Panther Deontay Johnson.
Not the type of person I was talking about. I would go Renfrow over Deontay Johnson, although they are both looking for work.
They both are.
They are NFL unemployed at the moment. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Dennis Cox has something he'd like to tell you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. This has been a journey for just over 4 weeks for me with Raleigh Weight Loss Center, and I mean, there's hard concrete numbers to this, folks. I stepped on the scale this morning, 27 pounds down. 27 pounds down in 4 weeks thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center and the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And here's the thing about the program at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. There's no injections. There's no shots. There's no side effects from those kinds of things. It's not doing HGH, not doing steroids. We're not juicing over here. It's just your body restarting and resetting its metabolism in a natural way. and your body losing a half pound to a pound per day, doing it in a way where also you can maintain that weight. I've seen so many people with fad diets, which everyone's seen it before, where they lose a bunch of weight in a short period of time and then they just end up putting it back on. The goal with Raleigh Weight Loss Center is not only to lose the weight, but maintain that goal weight. That's the whole purpose of what they do. So it's long-standing, not short-term. They play the long game there. And that's why I've noticed in recent weeks my clothes are fitting a lot better. I have more energy when I'm active and playing sports. And I'm also just sleeping a lot better as well. It's all the health benefits coming from Raleigh Weight Loss Center and the weight that I've lost. But here's the thing for you folks. This is where you can get involved as well. You got to take advantage of the opportunity that you have right now. Raleigh Weight Loss Center is having a huge end-of-summer sale offering up to 20% off. That's right, up to 20% off now through August 29th. That's this Friday, folks. It's their lowest prices of the year on the amazing Raleigh Weight Loss Program. Schedule your free consultation today. 919-897-7506. That's 919-897-7506. You can also go online at RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. The phone number one more time, 919-897-7506 or RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We'll be back with the Dean's List right after this.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10 by 10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Did you catch Luisito's header?
Yeah, I just recorded it on my new Samsung A36 5G phone I got for free at Total Wireless.
Oh, I'm actually live streaming the whole match with my new Samsung Tab A9 that I also got free at Total Wireless.
I got that tablet too.
And I got that phone too. We both got both. Go!
Switch to Total Wireless and get both the Samsung A36 5G and the Samsung Tab A9 for free. For a limited time while supplies last, valid in store. Requires new phone activation on the Total 5G Unlimited plan or higher external port and ID verification and new activation on the Total 5G Unlimited 6-month tablet plan. Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Tim. I have Michael O'Donnell here with me. He's the owner of All-Star Dog Training and the guy with the most famous dogs in the state. From Ripken the Bat Dog to now Champ the Retriever, you guys have been busy.
We've had a great season with the Durham Bulls, Holly Springs Salamanders. Fans have been amazing. Really accepted Champ. We've got called down to the Tampa Bay Rays. We even did the Home Run Derby X with the Durham Bulls. We are really excited for NC State football.
You guys have been doing this a while, Michael.
We have. Over the past 10 years, we've trained thousands of dogs in the area. We always like to start with a free consultation to make sure that whatever method we're going to use is right for your dog and right for you. We're an open book. We want you to come in. We want you to tour our 5,000 square foot facility. We want you to meet our trainers, and we want to meet your dog.
And you offer private training too, right?
Absolutely. Everything from in-home private dog training, in-facility day trains to board and trains.
Same all-star team, new all-star name. Visit allstardogtraining.com.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Get your faves for less. Buy a sausage McMuffin with egg for $2.50. Add any size Sprite for $1.49. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
A Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
Lopez going to take a shot to the end zone, lofts one to the corner, and the ball is caught. Is he in the end zone? Yes, touchdown, Jeremiah Webb.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Today is the last day for a very long time without football. Tomorrow we'll have UNC. Sorry, not UNC. We will have UNC on Monday against TCU. Tomorrow we'll have NC State, ECU. We'll have Duke, Elon. Wake Forest will play on Friday. Not as much local action, but there will be a full slate of college football on Saturday. I believe even some college football on Sunday. And then we're rolling. Then we're rolling.
Yeah, like you said, UNC Monday. We'll be at Carter Fielding tomorrow for ECU
Correct.
NC State. Come to the plaza, say hey.
Say hi, yeah, exactly.
Hey, you know what? If you bring us a plate of food, we'll rate it live on air.
Yeah, darn right. I'm like the Simon Cowell of tailgate food, though.
Okay, that's fine.
Or not. I should have gone Gordon Ramsay. Missed my opportunity.
It's all right.
Hopefully I'll do better here in the Dean's List. The Dean's List. This is where we honor those in the college sports world, or at least the school sports world in some way, considering we are here in the, I call it the Mecca of college sports in the Triangle, the epicenter in the Triangle in North Carolina. Dean's List. I'll get it started. Gio Lopez. The breaking news of this afternoon. Gio Lopez named starting quarterback of the Tar Heels. It's been, I think, been assumed. It's been hinted. He was the one brought to ACC kickoff. He was the one that went to the desk, went to the studio of ACC Huddle when they came through town for ACC Network coverage. Reportedly is in the 7 figures of NIL money, and usually money leads to playing time. But still, it's got to be nice for him to hear that he's the starting quarterback publicly, and now he has today, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to wear it a little bit and get used to it, because by Monday he's got to embody that leadership role and be ready to roll for the Tar Heels against TCU on Monday Night Football. More Dean's List. I'll go with this one. How about the NC State Wolfpack? We played yesterday, meaning the football team, by the way, actually, and basketball. We played clips yesterday of Rod Brindamore on Kane's Corner. Rod Brindamore, head coach of the Carolina Hurricanes. And we played the clips about him talking about hockey, about the Hall of Fame, about a few other things. Thought it was a really good conversation. A shout out to Adam Gold and Rod Brindamore for their long-form interview. What we didn't play, though, was Rod Brindamore made it pretty obvious that he is aware in the Triangle you better pick one team and you can't ride with the others. And he married into the NC State Wolfpack, so that's him. And then State put on a social media picture of him wearing a NC State football uniform in the State locker room. As far as people that you want on your side in the Triangle in the state of North Carolina as a whole, Rod Brindamore is a pretty good one. So having that guy in your fan base, you make the Dean's List. Dennis, do you have some Dean's Listers you'd like to throw our way?
I was going to throw Gio Lopez on there, but obviously, that's the big news of the day today. So I would definitely say Gio Lopez for sure, because I would say it's extremely difficult for a guy playing quarterback to come in after the spring semester and take over with a quarterback or with a head coach like Bill Belichick and earn that trust that quickly. It's a pretty big thing. And earn the trust of your teammates, too.
Next up. This one actually it's NC State and UNC football.
Oh, okay.
I thought this was going to be NC State football. UNC with a come from behind draw. Like they brought to even.
Okay.
So the 53-man rosters in the NFL were announced, and I did my best. I went to every NFL roster and I searched for the 3 teams in the Triangle. I searched for NC State because they all had their if you go to like the whatever roster pages, they say what college they're from. So I searched North Carolina, NC State, Duke, wrote down how many made 53-man rosters. And I came into today aware that NC State had 17 players. By the way, IR not included. So injured reserve not included, because certain players get thrown on IR just because they're hurt, not because they make the team. And I didn't have time to go in and differentiate between all of them. 17 players on the 53-man rosters across the NFL for State, 16 for UNC, and 12 for Duke. So I was like, all right, boom, State wins by 1. They get to be on the Dean's List. But wait! Willie Lampkin, UNC All-American guard, 5'10", 270 pounds of him, whatever it is, had played the preseason with the Rams and did great. Graded out high. PFF loved him, Pro Football Focus, but was still waived by the Rams. This afternoon, claimed by the Eagles to the active roster.
Good for him.
Which brings him to 17 on the 53-man roster.
That's true.
a little come-from-behind tie because UNC obviously gets credit for now Willie Lampkin being claimed. That's so awesome for Willie Lampkin. He's such a good football player, but it is like I think of one of my teammates when I think of this. One of my running backs, All-American running back, I think he finished second, maybe even first, in all-time rushing yardage at the University of Delaware, which has a storied history. But he probably ran a 4.7 rather than a 4.5. Unbelievable player, but just because of that, it was like he's never really going to get the shot, is he? I've kind of felt that way with Willie Lampkin, where it's like he's an unbelievable football player, but he's 5'10", 280 rather than 6'1", 300. So he's probably never going to get the shot. Eagles are giving him the shot. And you know what else is true? Super mobile, undersized, interior offensive lineman. Eagles turning into a very famous future brother-in-law of one pop star. There's a history of taking kind of the cast aside because he's small, fast more than he is gigantic interior offensive lineman with the Eagles being Jason Kelce. If I'm Willie Lampkin, I'm working on snaps. I'm trying to get that center at the Eagles position because running around on all those center pulls and everything, the gargantuans, they can't do that as well. Two more here that I'll give you on the Dean's List. Do you want Wake Forest or UNC first?
We haven't touched Wake yet, so let's go Wake Forest real fast.
Wake Forest, former golfer Cam Young, made the Ryder Cup team.
Let's go.
Ryder Cup, Team USA. Go Cam Young, you're representing us all. Put our country on your frilly golf shirt. Right? I don't know. It's not really a uniform. But put our country on your hat and your golf bag and go play some darn good golf. Wake Forest, storied golf history. It makes sense that they'd have someone on the Ryder Cup team. I gave you the option, Wake Forest or UNC. Let's go UNC. Golfer Ben Griffin made the Ryder Cup team.
Let's go.
First-time Ryder Cup player. I think it actually is for Cam as well. Ben Griffin, if you want a true story, like just a good old, probably going to be a Disney movie one day story. He gave up golf like 5 years ago. He took a desk job. I think he was selling insurance. And then he slowly fell back in love with the game, started winning some mid-ams and worked his way back up. He's one of the 12 best American golfers right now. Won multiple times on tour this year, playing absolutely lights out because he decided to give it one more try. Did play at UNC, but that's before, quitting to play with his buddies. Can you imagine being one of his buddies he used to play like a Tuesday game with? That guy was working an office job, and he was taking my money on Tuesdays. Now he's on the Ryder Cup. Feel like I didn't get the right end of that deal. But at the same time, USA, USA, USA. Represent us well. Ben. Ryder Cup is awesome. If you don't watch it, you should. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the Dean's List. Let's go ahead and dismiss class. But we will stay in the college sports world. How many games will each of the ACC teams in the Triangle win and lose this college football season? We'll tell you next. Stick around.
It is I, Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. Yes, I am back in Raleigh. Do I go downtown with so many places to party? No, I go to the Shakey's place. The good food, the fine drinks, the coldest of beers, and of course, the many, many beautiful people. I always hang at the Shakey's place, the coolest bar in the world, because, well, it was built for me. Juan Carlos Santiago del Santiago, the coolest man in the world. The Shakey's place, 8800 de Raleigh Road by the Shelley Station.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Hey, which way is your waiting room?
Oh, you can stay in your car. It only takes 10 minutes.
I can stay in? Get out. I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions?
Dad rock?
Now you speaking my language.
Take 5. The stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change.
The deals are heating up at Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford. Right now, you can drive home in a new 2025 GMC Sierra 2500 HD Denali with up to $8,500 off MSRP, including bonus cash, purchase allowance, and Wilkinson discount. See dealer for details. Whether you're towing, hauling, or turning heads, that's thousands of dollars in savings. GMC, we are professional grade. Hurry to Wilkinson Chevrolet GMC in Sanford or online at wilkinsoncars.com.
So, you found the one and want to get married? Next step, you need the ring. And not just any ring, the perfect engagement sparkle that exemplifies your love. Bailey's Fine Jewelry is here to help. Our diamond experts, wide selection of high-quality diamonds, and financing make saying I do easy. We guarantee you'll love the ring or your money back. You're invited to see why Bailey's has been voted best place to buy your diamonds. Visit us today in-store or at baileybox.com to find out more.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
Two running back set. Bailey keeps. Bailey dives to the end zone. Touchdown! NC State! And now the fireworks go off on time.
It's game time. Gotta get bands in the late night. Put it in work on the main
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm big on, I call it accountability, but that's, I mean, I'm not trying to be the, the senior that's making the freshman run, right? And did you touch the line? No, I'm not saying that kind of accountability. But what I mean is, if you want to be able to brag, you got to put yourself out there on a limb, right? I don't like people that say, like the NFL draft happens, right? Or somebody, who's breaking out this preseason. Somebody like Bill Krusky Merritt is breaking out for Washington, right? Running back, 7th rounder. I don't like all the people that come out now and go, I was so high on him before the draft. I knew he was going to be good. And I'm like, is there anything you can do to prove to me that you told somebody, that you tweeted it, like anything that says you knew that before the draft? No, I didn't tell anybody. I just thought it. It's like, I'm not exactly going to give you all the credit in the world. So with I mean, I know Stanford played last week, but let's be real. With the ACC in earnest beginning tomorrow, we got to get predictions in. We have to have them locked in. So if we want to at the end of the year say, I told you so, I knew it, how did you all miss it? We can go back and say before any of the writing was written, we were on that page. And same is true vice versa, right? Then we can't come out and say we told you if everything we're about to tell you is completely false. So for this segment, we're going to lock in win-loss, okay? The three teams in the triangle, we'll pick the order randomly as we always do. But North Carolina, NC State, and Duke, football, what will be their final, I'm going regular season record, right? Because the bowl is who knows who's going to play, who knows who you're going to be drawn against if you make the bowl. So we're going just regular season, and we'll talk our way through it. Dennis, are you ready?
Yes.
Who would you like to start with?
Let's go in order of kickoffs. NC State.
All right.
The first kickoff tomorrow, 7 o'clock.
NC State, I'll give you some background. Over-under set at 6.5. Last year, 6-7 on the season. Their schedule goes like this. Tomorrow, as you mentioned, versus ECU. That's home versus ECU. Home versus Virginia. At Wake Forest. At Duke. Home versus Virginia Tech. Home versus Campbell. At number 6 in the preseason rankings, Notre Dame. At Pittsburgh. Versus Georgia Tech at Carter Finley at home. At number 10, Miami. Versus Florida State. And then they round out with their rivalry game versus the Carolina Tar Heels. I went through, and this is what I do every single year to make these predictions. I go through, and the first thing I do is just take the ones that, as long as they generically take care of business, they will win. I came up with 4 of those. Just if you show up, a coach would hate to say this out loud, but if you show up, you roll your helmet out, you're probably going to walk away with a win. I went, and this is no disrespect to these schools. Another way to put it is, like, if you're more than a double-digit favorite, I kind of take this as if you have to lose, you got to do something bad. You got to let them through. So that's ECU, UVA, Wake, and Campbell. Those are the 4 that I came up with that are like, if you don't win one of those, somebody should pay. Somebody needs to be held accountable. The next thing I do is kind of go to the opposites, right? if we're being real, you're going to have to do something special to win these, right? These are likely losses. I came up with 2 of those. At number 6 in the country, Notre Dame, and at number 10 in the country, Miami. You're on the road against teams that are projected to be top 10 picks, which is not, or top 10 teams, which is not the be-all, end-all, but those the weight is stacked against you. And then you have the decisions, which in this case are Duke, Virginia Tech, Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Florida State, UNC. This is what I've done. You win the ones I said you win. You lose the ones I say you lose. And this feels like a team that it will be inconsistent enough to just split the rest. You end up 7-5. I came up with 7-5 for NC State. And by the way, I think that's also a good number for anything better than that. You should, if you win 8 games, I think this team should be excited. And a lot of it comes down to how CJ Bailey looks and how some of the young guys look as they build. But I'm going 7-5 officially for NC State. Part of it is acknowledging their schedule's not the easiest. They didn't get the easiest draw in the ACC this year.
No, they did not. I'm with you in the same thing about East Carolina, Campbell, Virginia, Wake Forest. To me, those should be wins in my eyes. And then the Miami, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech's going to be tough on the road at Pitt. Even though I will say this, though, on the road at Wake Forest has not been kind to NC State in recent seasons under Dave Doran as well. And that's also a Thursday game. Also, again, Thursdays in Wake Forest have not been good to NC State. I'm kind of on that 7-5, 8-4. I'm going to go ahead and lean to 8-4 for NC State this season. That's what I'm going to lock them in at.
All right.
But if you were to tell me 7-5, 6-6, I honestly, I could totally 100% see the argument.
6.5 is the number. I thought that was going to be a low number until I looked at the schedule and went, there's really not that many gimmies here. All right, where do we go next?
Again, order of kickoff. So we have Duke at 7:30 kickoff tomorrow night at Wallace Wade.
Background, Duke over-under also 6.5. So they have the same over-under at the sports books, at least the ones that I checked this morning, as NC State. Their schedule, versus Elon. Home, that's home versus Elon. Home against number 12 Illinois. At Tulane, versus State at home. At Syracuse, at Cal, Georgia Tech at home, at Clemson, they're ranked number 4. At UConn versus UVA, that's at home. At UNC, and then they finish it up at home versus Wake Forest. There you go. I look at this one and I go with this. The gimmies: Elon, Tulane, Syracuse, Cal, UConn, Wake. And I should come up with a better term for that than gimmies.
Virginia?
Did I not say that? Yes, I also had Virginia.
Okay.
I did not have that, or I didn't say that, but I did have that. So Elon, Tulane, Syracuse, Cal, UConn, UVA, and Wake. The only true loss I have, because I'm not high on Illinois as some are, is at Clemson. That's the only you pencil it in, probably a loss. If you win it, you enjoy it, but I don't think it's fair to expect that. You look at the rest, Illinois, I probably lean loss, but I'm not writing it off as one. State, UNC, they're the crosstown rivals, crazier things can happen. Georgia Tech, they're going to try to bully you. We'll see how tough that defense is for Duke. I came up with 9-3. And I was kind of surprised by it, but just starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games that you should win if you play your B+ game, your B game. That's 7 is a really good deal. You only have to win 2 out of Illinois, State, Georgia Tech, Clemson, and UNC. You go 2-3 in those games, you finish 9-3. As long as you take care of business against the teams you should take care of business against.
I've been very bullish on Duke this offseason.
I'm not even sure I'm bullish on them as a team as much as I'm bullish on them with their schedule.
I picked them to finish 3rd in the ACC. I have 9-3 this season.
9-3 might do it.
9-3 is where I see them this year. 9-3.
They got Clemson, but avoiding Florida State, avoiding Louisville, avoiding SMU,
no Miami.
That's
the reason why I have them at 9-3 is because their schedule is so favorable.
Yeah,
get State at home.
Yeah, they're like I said, the State game and the UNC game, predicting those sometimes feels like a fool's errand.
I put in Illinois as a loss, Clemson as a loss, and I feel like Georgia Tech is the third game in my mind that they lose because Georgia Tech is just a tough.
So you think they get
team.
both State and UNC?
I think so.
Interesting. And I like the reason why I'm comfortable doing this is you're right. They could upset Clemson. Okay, they could.
Oh, sure.
We've seen it, but they also probably a similar number. Like they could lose to Tulane, right? Like so maybe they flip them, right? It's like it's very difficult to say one without the other. And then finally we move to UNC. They don't open up until Monday versus TCU, Monday Night Football. Then at Charlotte versus Richmond at home, at UCF versus Clemson at home in Chapel Hill, at Cal versus Virginia, at Syracuse, home versus Stanford, at Wake Forest, home versus Duke, and then they wrap up the season in Raleigh at NC State. Over-under set at 7.5. So, the sports books, they have the highest number on UNC out of the three. We'll go right through it again. Again, a fairly favorable schedule. The ones that I have, you should win this if you show up and you play your B-plus game. Charlotte, Richmond, UCF, Cal, UVA, Syracuse, Stanford, and Wake. Which, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 wins right there. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I actually have them losing TCU, losing Clemson. Duke and State, I could see them losing both. So I have them at 8-4, but I think it's ridiculous to expect Bill Belichick in his first year to win 10 games. But when you put it out there on a schedule, it's like, you know what? If he is the greatest coach of all time, I could see him maybe dropping TCU to start the season and finishing with a 9-win season. If you take care of business in the games you should, if your team is ready and prepared like the greatest coach in NFL history should have his team, there's a world where they get a little froggy and leap quite a bit. But I'm locking in 8-4.
8? There's so much unknown with this Carolina
100%.
team. There's so much unknown. Especially in the sense of all the new guys, how quickly they gel. If they get blown out in that game against TCU to start the season, how quickly can this team rally and recover? Who are the leaders in the locker room that are going to pull things together? We don't know who that is yet.
Not at all. We do know Gio Lopez is the starting quarterback.
We do know that
afternoon.
at least. We do know that. Central Florida, again, they had a down year this past year. Who knows with Scott Frost back there? Who knows what they're going to be? I'm with you about Charlotte, Richmond, Stanford, Cal. Those to me should be wins. Same thing with Wake Forest and Virginia. I have 7-5. I have 7-5 for Carolina this upcoming season. Now, whether Carolina fans will accept that or not, that's on them to decide. But I'm just 7-5. I'm just too hesitant to go beyond that. I might be wrong. They might be a 9-win team this season for all we know, but I just don't know how quickly it's all going to come together. I will say this, though. Having Charlotte and Richmond weeks 2 and 3, again, lesser competition, especially Richmond and FCS school, will allow them time to work the kinks out.
Yep.
Whatever they figure out in TCU, I think the team that we see against Central Florida in Week 4 is going to look a far cry from what it is Week 1 against TCU.
And I would take it one step further and say the two games that I have as they're not toss-ups, but the two that are the most interesting as far as who wins and who loses are Duke and State, and they're right at the end of the year. I don't see them being anywhere near the same team they are against TCU, Charlotte, and Richmond when they take on Wake, Duke, and State at the end of the year. So the schedule, they avoid the SMUs, the Louisvilles, the Miamis, so many of the Georgia Tech even, like so many of the good teams in the ACC they avoid. And then also the way their schedule kind of ramps up, I think, in the games that they need to win to be a 9-win or an 8-win season are towards the end of the year when they should be better, and some of those kinks and mysteries that we worry about should be answered. So I'm locking in these as my roster or my records. Duke 9-3, UNC 8-4, NC State 7-5. If I were to say, I think State might be a better team than UNC, but just the way their schedules break, I'm not sure their final records will say that. And I'm a big fan of Duke. I'm not as high as them and like the ACC as a whole, but I think we're both expecting big things from them.
I'm Duke 9-3, NC State 8-4, Carolina 7-5.
By the way, there was ESPN ran like a quarterback confidential where they went around to other coordinators and coaches and asked about some of the bigger name quarterbacks in college football this year. Darian Mensah had some people, not the most complimentary, these anonymous coaches.
Oh, yeah?
Some, I think we're all surprised they paid that much. I'm not sure his style, which was heavy play action at Tulane, works with what Duke wants to do with their quick hitters. So there's some trepidation in the anonymous world, but take it with a grain of salt because it's the anonymous world. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Now we've got those locked in. 2 months from now, if we want to talk trash, we better be right, because if not, then we'll go back and bring this up and show us why we shouldn't be talking trash. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Adam Thielen is a Viking. What does that mean for Bryce Young? Stick around.
Today's real estate market can be a little challenging. That's why you need a company with both personal expertise and cutting-edge tools to deliver exceptional results. At Howard Hanna Allen Tate Real Estate, innovative programs like Buy Before You Sell, Find It First, and their 100% money-back guarantee help you buy and sell with ease and seamlessly navigate every step of the home ownership journey. To learn why you should work with the #1 family-owned real estate firm in the country, contact an agent or visit howardhannatate.com.
Struggling with high interest debt? You can pay it all off in days with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Get cash out now without touching your low-rate first mortgage. No appraisals, no waiting, no BS. The Rapid Equity Loan program at Loan Pronto is amazing. One Loan Pronto client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. They paid off debt, renovated their kitchen, and cut their monthly expenses by $1,800. That's a huge turnaround. Loan Pronto, instant approvals, low rates, no hard credit pull up front. Listen, your home equity is yours. Use it. Get cash to consolidate your debt down to one easy low monthly payment. Call Loan Pronto now for a free instant appraisal for your home and see how much cash you can get today. Loan Pronto is A+ rated by the BBB and have nearly 2,500 5-star Google reviews. Their service is off the charts. Call now to start the conversation. 919-381-1760, loanpronto.com. 919-381-1760. Get debt relief now. Loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender. NMLS 166171 on approved credit. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale, up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed, plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
This hour of the Triangle Sports Leader is powered by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it.
That one back, that one going, gone!
Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
I'm WRAL meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner. What a gorgeous day out there. Nice low humidity, very comfortable temperatures. Highs in the upper 70s. It's cool again tonight. We're going to drop into the mid-50s, so the kids may need a jacket at the bus stop tomorrow morning. We'll see a high in the afternoon of 81 under partly cloudy skies.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 4 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones up 149 points today to 45,567.
Let's move the chains. Time for football at 4.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Adam Thielen traded to the Minnesota Vikings from the Carolina Panthers. The details. The Vikings receive Adam Thielen, a 2026 7th-round pick, conditional. Could be a 6th based on playing time. A 2027 fifth-round pick as well. And the Panthers receive a 2026 5th-round pick and a 2027 4th-round pick. To put it more clearly, as long as Adam Thielen meets basic playing time and like on the roster thresholds to make the conditional be a 7th-round pick and not a 6th, it'll go like this. In 2026, which is this upcoming NFL draft in April, the Panthers will swap out a 7th-rounder for a 5th-rounder, so they move up two rounds. And then in the following draft, they move from the 5th to the 4th, so they bump up 1 round on the in the middle rounds there. You can argue about the compensation. Is it enough? Is it not? I think it was. That's not what we're going to do right now. What we're going to do right now is talk about the impact on the Panthers losing Adam Thielen. Courtney Cronin of ESPN was asked, why are the Panthers offloading weapons?
What are the Carolina Panthers doing? You've got Bryce Young going into year 3, and it's Tet McMillan. That's his number 1 receiver. That's why they drafted him in the first round this year. It's Xavier Legette, who they loved from a year ago, another first-round receiver. But you're really banking that 2 is going to be enough here? Every offense wants a multitude of weapons. So the price here in the draft capital must have been too good for Carolina to pass up. But at this stage of Bryce Young's career, I wouldn't have gotten rid of these weapons.
Weapon, I guess, would be the way I would describe it, unless she's counting Hunter Renfrow, in which case it's putting a lot of work on a guy that was basically in training camp for 3 weeks healthy. Listen, I hear all of the talk about the impact on Bryce Young that Adam Thielen's exit would cause. And I'm going to say this in as simple a fashion as possible, with the full acknowledgement that I don't think they've put Bryce Young in the best situations as a young quarterback over the last 3 years. But at a certain point, if the difference between Bryce Young being a success, Bryce Young earning a contract, Bryce Young establishing himself as the future starting quarterback for the foreseeable future with the Carolina Panthers, and not doing any of that, is a 35-year-old possession receiver, that tells me everything I need to know. Bryce, he can't possibly be successful without the 35-year-old possession receiver. Tells me everything I need to know about Bryce. Now all he has is the 6'4", 8th overall pick wide receiver. All he has is the 6'1", 4.39 running 40 time wide receiver who was a first-round pick last year. All he has is an offensive line that is being paid a boatload of money to protect him, and a running game that should be effective.
Yeah, you have the 8th overall rushing leader in Chuba Hubbard and the 12th overall rushing leader in Rico Dowdle in your backfield.
Listen, I'm all for surrounding your quarterback with as much help as you can possibly give them. But also, as running a team, you have to look at values and say, if this is our last chance to get something of value for a 35-year-old wide receiver, we have to do it, and we can't worry that little tweak is going to upset a player who, by the way, doesn't have the excuses as much this year as in years past. Like, if it's that big a deal, if you're sitting there screaming about how great Adam Thielen is and how how are they going to replace him? He's their only proven this, that, and the other. And you're not acknowledging that at least in your algebra of evaluating his talent or his impact this year, you had to bake into the possibility that a 35-year-old could get hurt. Right? If Adam Thielen went out there game 1, played decent, game 2, tore a groin, right? Just something that happens to older wide receivers much more often than younger wide receivers. Were you then going to sit back and go, oh, now we can't evaluate Bryce. Oh, now Bryce doesn't have all of his weapons. Of course not.
Or you'd say, should have traded him before.
Yeah, exactly.
There's that too.
But my point is, at a certain point, you look around and you say, we've done a lot for Bryce. It's up to him now. The defense is significantly worse than it was 3-4 years ago because they keep taking resources from the defense and giving it to the offense. They take money being spent not on the defense and spend it on the offense. Draft picks not on the defense and now on the offense. If you do that for 2 straight off seasons and you still can't afford to move on from a 35-year-old possession wide receiver to get value for a depreciating asset, at a certain point, look at your quarterback and go, you know what? The fact that Adam Thielen's absence changes my expectations for you that greatly probably tells me something that my subconscious is not a believer in you. And maybe that's something you got to learn, but I'm not that way. I'm still optimistic that Bryce will build off of last season. I'm still hopeful that Bryce can have the type of season that we hope he is going to have. He's just going to do it without Adam Thielen. Like, it's I would be frustrated if I were Bryce. If and this is probably where we're different. If Bryce read the riffraff, if he paid attention to the peanut gallery and saw how many Panther fans were acting like it was going to be doom and gloom for him this season because they traded Adam Thielen, I'd be going like, where's the respect? If you think Bryce is last 3 weeks of last year Bryce, right? If you think last month of the season Bryce is the new Bryce, that guy can get by without Adam Thielen. If you think Bryce is first 2 games of last year Bryce, if you think Bryce is rookie year Bryce, if you think that's who he is as an NFL quarterback, it doesn't matter if he has Adam Thielen or not. It's not going to be good enough with Adam Thielen. It's not going to be good enough with Justin Jefferson. Like you got to play well. If that tiny thing is enough to throw you off, that says everything you need to know about your player. So, part of me is saying, I'm not taking away from Adam Thielen, but give Bryce a little credit here.
Yeah, I mean, he was drafted number 1 overall. You would assume a number 1 overall pick quarterback, like you mentioned, with 2 first-round pick wide receivers and the highest paid offensive line or the second highest paid offensive line in the entire NFL, and 2 of the top 12 running backs in the league from last year on your roster. If you can't make that work, if you're Bryce Young, because like you said, Adam Thielen got traded away, then guess what? You're not the guy.
Exactly.
You're not the guy. And also, I will say this too. If you're Tetero McMillan or Xavier Legette and you can't make it work out there in the field because Adam Thielen isn't there, then you probably shouldn't have been drafted in the first round.
And think of all the people that feel disrespected by this narrative. If I'm the wide receivers coach, I'm disrespected. Oh, you needed Adam Thielen to tell you how to run a route? Oh, you needed Adam Thielen to tell you where to be on third down? You needed Adam Thielen to give the ins and outs? I'm pretty sure that's my job as the wide receivers coach, is to give you all the ins and outs and the mentorship.
Jalen Coker's like, well, you think I can't catch?
Yeah, exactly. Jalen Coker, this is a vote of confidence in him, and no one's reading it that way.
I said that this morning with Chris Lee on a Panthers playbook. We did a little emergency episode. I'm like, Jalen Coker's the number 3 guy now. He might eventually become the number 2.
And I by the way, check it out, Panthers playbook, YouTube, search for it. New episodes out, a couple of them already this week. I said it on Monday where Adam Thielen, there's a part of me that looked at him and said he's in the way. There's a part of me that said as long as he's there, these other guys, they won't be asked to do the things that I think they're capable of doing. Hey, on third down, we're always looking Adam Thielen's way. Or 60% of third downs, we're always looking Adam Thielen's way. I'm going, well, you know what? I'd like to have 30% of that go to Jalen Coker. I'd like to have 50% of that go to Tetero McMillan. I'm not saying actual throws, but like number 1 options or route concepts. Bryce Young, the wide receivers coach, David Moore, Dave Canales, they should all be disrespected if fans out there truly think that losing Adam Thielen lowers the ceiling or lowers the impactfulness of the offense. If Adam Thielen was the only one on this offense doing the things that he's being given credit for, if he was the only one getting open on third downs, and I'm talking about this upcoming year, right? I know in years past, at times he was the only one getting open on third downs. But you've added Tetairoa McMillan since then. Hopefully Xavier Legette has gotten healthy since then. You've given Jalen Coker more responsibility since then. If this year he was still going to be the only one getting open on third downs, it doesn't matter if you have Adam Thielen or not. You weren't going to win games. Adam Thielen is a great piece on a contender to break glass in case of emergency. Jordan Addison's suspended. If Justin Jefferson gets hurt, all right. Now we got you got Adam Thielen playing the 2023 Panthers role, and you can make that work for a month till the guys get back. Panthers don't need that. They need Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson. They need their version of those guys, not the one that comes in to be a break glass in case of emergency if those guys don't work out, if those guys get hurt, if those guys get suspended. That's what the Panthers should be chasing, not Adam Thielen on the Vikings. They need Tetairoa McMillan to be some form of number one wide receiver like Justin Jefferson on the Vikings. They need Xavier Legette to be some form of a number two wide receiver like Jordan Addison on the Vikings. Or Jalen Coker. I don't care which one it is. Somebody's got to play that role. Should I just do the whole Vikings offense?
Might as well.
They need Tommy Tremble or Jatavian Sanders to be TJ Hawkinson on the Vikings.
By the way, none of the 2023 wide receivers for the Carolina Panthers are on the team anymore.
Thielen was the last one?
Yeah, Thielen was the last one. It was Thielen, DJ Chark, Jonathan Mingo, Terrace Marshall Jr.
Emir Smith-Marset was probably there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The real bad part of it is not many of them are in the league anymore.
There's that too.
It's one thing if they were all like on high-priced deals elsewhere, or you traded them for second-round picks. You did trade Mingo for a fourth. Not sure how you pulled that one off.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I hit a ladder challenge pick on baseball yesterday. Not sure how I pulled that one off. Stick around. I'll try to do it again in a few minutes. Ladder challenge next.
When you crave the best in college football action, you'll find it on 99.9 The Fan.
Ohio State has won the national championship.
The ACC, the SEC, the biggest matchups will be found here.
56-yard field goal. Clemson got a second chance at the college football playoff, and they have earned their way in. The ACC champions.
College football on The Fan is powered by Roofworks and Preserve Services.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10x10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
Stitches, itches, aches, and pains. Strep and sinus, minor sprains. Pink eye, earaches, fever, flu. Virtual visits, physicals too. At WakeMed MyCare 365, we offer both walk-in primary care and urgent care. So find the MyCare location nearest you at wakemed.org. Walk right in, and for just about anything from asthma, rashes, and examinations to x-rays, labs, and vaccinations, make MyCare your care.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. I'm not sure why we're playing Purple Rain, but you always got to let it rock a little.
You don't need a reason to play Purple Rain. That's the thing.
Well, sometimes there's like theme, right? Sometimes. Oh, is it? Do you know what it could be? He did the Super Bowl halftime show in Minnesota. Right? Or am I making that up?
No, that was...
Oh, no, somebody did a tribute to him.
Justin Timberlake.
Well, he's from Minnesota. He's known with Minnesota. He's synonymous with Minnesota and the color purple, obviously. And Adam Thielen just went to Minnesota.
See, there you go. See, it all connects.
Yeah.
Subconscious up there.
Can you connect it to the ladder challenge? Prince to the ladder challenge.
Prince made a lot of money selling records, and we both hit on our ladder challenge yesterday.
Works for me. Let's get into the ladder challenge.
Oh, my God! And for the 20-foot ladder with a spear on Jeff Hardy. For the love of God, Jeff Hardy may be broken. Smack dab in half.
Ladder challenge, the way it works, Dennis and I start with $10. You make a likely to win bet between -500 and -1,000 when you're looking at odds. Assuming it hits, you roll over the stakes, the winnings the next day, the next day, the next day, all the way till the end of the month. If you do get one wrong, it's embarrassing. You eat your humble pie, and you start back over at $10. Whoever has the most money at the end of the month is the winner. Dennis, how did yesterday's bet go for you?
It actually went quite well for me yesterday. So I had Justin Verlander to give up at least one earned run against the Chicago Cubs yesterday. He gave up 2. So my $35.20 bet turned into $40.61.
So you're 4 timesing your money right now.
You're just
trying to make it to the end of the month.
That's it.
I'll need you to mess up. I'm up to $18.20 after the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, ended all the suspense for me early. I needed him to throw at least 4 strikeouts versus the Diamondbacks for his Brewers. He made it just 5 innings. He actually gave up a decent amount of runs, but 10 strikeouts.
There you go.
10.
By the way, anytime you say the Miz, I think of the professional wrestler. Just want to let you know. So anytime you say the men, huh?
Correct that.
No.
The Mizorowski plays a real sport. How'd that go over?
Easy
How'd
now.
that go over?
Easy now.
How'd that go over?
Easy now.
You know.
The hard real to some people, damn it.
No, Jacob Mizorowski is going to get in trouble because the script said only throw 9 strikeouts, and he threw 10.
Yeah, well, sometimes you go off script.
That's yesterday's ladder challenge. You have the lead, so you get to go ahead and lead off with today's picks.
I do. I'm actually going to go back to baseball. Chase Dollander, who gives up a lot of earned runs, has a very high ERA. He pitches for the Colorado Rockies. They're taking on the Houston Astros today. I just need him to give up 1 earned run against the Houston Astros today. It's a -900 bet. So my $40.61 will turn into $45.12.
All right. I love when you pick guys you can't pronounce.
As long as they win for me, I don't care.
I'm also just trying to escape baseball. I mean, I like watching baseball. I am a horrendous bettor on baseball. So I'm going to Reds-Dodgers over 4.5 total runs. I've teased the total down to 4.5 total runs, -720. Ohtani's on the mound. He's actually given up 4 and 5 runs in each of his last 2 starts without making it out of the 5th inning. So, if he's going to give up 5, which is kind of not outside their own possibility, that's plenty. And the Dodgers are first in the majors in runs scored per game, right? So if they want to go ahead and score 5 by themselves, I don't care. I just need 4.5 combined runs from the Reds and Dodgers. It'll turn my $18.20 into $20.73. And then tomorrow I get to pick a college football bet, which will be lovely for my mental health, because I struggle and strained through baseball.
Hey, you've actually been doing all right, though. That's the thing. You're stringing together some victories here.
Very baseball. We shouldn't talk about the streak. I'm not superstitious, but baseball is, and I'm just trying to respect the game. Let me get my Nomar Garcia-Parra gloves and do the whole thing. Hear that?
Yeah.
That's me unstrapping and strapping.
Yeah, stay in the box there, buddy.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Gosh, Nomar would have hated.
Oh, I know.
Hated the pitch clock. That's the ladder challenge. Let's jump to a blind ranking, shall we?
All right, so the blind ranking today. So people who don't know what a blind ranking is, I'm going to give Tim 5 names. And the names are going to be of?
One at a time.
One at a time. One at a time. And Tim has to rank these 5 individuals somewhere 1 through 5. Now, the question is, what's the topic? The topic is actually NFC South wide receivers and Adam Thielen being traded by the Carolina Panthers today to the Minnesota Vikings. So in honor of that, we're going to blind rank NFC South wide receivers. Now, Tim does not know the receivers that I am about to give him.
I do not.
Doesn't know the order, doesn't know who's coming. So therefore, he just has to place them 1 through 5, however he sees fit when I give them the name. Okay, first name, Tim. From the New Orleans Saints, Chris Olave.
NFC South wide receivers, Chris Olave. I am a bigger Chris Olave fan than most.
He's really good.
Yeah, I'll just.
It's a very obvious statement.
This is not a like promotion at all. If you are into like real wide receiver nerddom, if you want to go check out yards per route run, success against man versus success against zone, success per route, meaning how successful is a wide receiver at getting open on a corner versus a dig versus a comeback. Matt Harmon, who I believe now writes for Yahoo, is unbelievable at it. He puts together a whole thing. It's called Reception Perception. But he loves Chris Olave on like a efficiency level. Now, Olave does not get the quarterback play very often in his career that some other top receivers get. So I'll put Chris Olave number 2. I'm high on Chris Olave.
Okay, extremely high on Chris Olave. All right, the next one is Ray McCloud, Atlanta Falcons.
Ray, first of all-time name, Ray McCloud. I would say the thing that confuses me about Ray McCloud is he wears number like 34, doesn't he?
He does, actually.
Yeah. So it's just every time he catches it, I think like they sent a fullback on a wheel or something. I'm like, who is that? And then it's just a wide receiver. I don't even know if he's going to be a huge part of that offense. They have Darnell Mooney, obviously Drake London, Kyle Pitts. Michael Penix Jr. keeps telling everybody it's going to be Kyle Pitts finally this year.
For what? How long have we been waiting? 5 years for Kyle Pitts?
He's still big, tall, strong, and fast. And then they also have to get the ball to Bijan Robinson, a boatload. So I'll put Ray McCloud in 5th. I'm putting him down at the bottom.
All right, so you have Chris Olave, New Orleans Saints at number 2. You have Ray McCloud, Atlanta Falcons at number 5. The next one on this list, Chris Godwin, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I like Chris Godwin. Do you know what I really like about Chris Godwin? He's one of the few people out there, few athletes, that did what we all pretend we would do. He turned down reportedly a boatload more money to leave because he's happy in Tampa. He likes the team. His family likes the area. There are some reports that as much as like $20 or $30 million over the length of a contract, he turned down from, I think it was the Patriots that were reported, to stay in Tampa, which is, what's another $30 million once you make, $80 million? I don't know. I've never been in that position, but it seems cool. He's not going to be
nice.
Yeah. If you turn down $30 million, how much money do you have? I don't think he's not playing the first, I think they said 2 to 5 weeks of the year, and then there'll be a ramp up. So, and with, I'm a big fan of Emeka Egbuka, who was drafted there. I'm a big fan of Mike Evans, who's still around. I'm not sure there's going to be enough room for him to eat there, although they did throw the ball a ton last year. I'll put Chris Godwin number 4.
Okay. So you have Chris Olave 2, Ray McCloud number 5. You have Chris Godwin number 4. Which next one on your list? You have positions 1 and 3 available. Next one on your list, Xavier Legette, Carolina Panthers.
It's disrespectful to Chris Godwin, but I'm putting Legette at 3. If I had Legette over Ray McCloud, I wouldn't be just over Ray McCloud. I wouldn't be upset by it. Chris Godwin, out of respect to him, should be higher than Legette. But I'm definitely not putting Legette number 1, so he's sitting at number 3.
Okay, which puts number 1 on your list, Tim. Here on the blind ranking of NFC South wide receivers, Drake London, Atlanta Falcons.
I'm fine with that. London is 1, Olave 2, Legette 3, Godwin 4, Ray McCloud 5. If I could switch out Godwin and Legette, I think I would have been perfect. But obviously I did not do that. London to me is he had a huge year last year, and I don't know how many people recognized it. And if you look at the numbers once Michael Penix Jr. came in, the dude was peppered with targets. So if he keeps that chemistry from his quarterback, the Michael Penix who's taken over, he could be onto something special. He had 100 catches, 1,271 yards, and 9 touchdowns last year.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a year. And you know what else he's paying attention to? How much money Garrett Wilson signed for.
Sure.
And if he has another big year, he's going to be a big money guy.
Which rookie wide receiver are you most excited about in the NFC South this year? Because you mentioned Emeka Egbuka with Tampa Bay. Obviously, there's Tetairoa McMillan in Carolina.
Well, I can tell you exactly because I just had it up.
Sure.
Give me 1 second here.
I know it's a little off the beaten path.
No, you're fine. I just have I have literally my very nerdy pre-draft rankings. Pre-draft, I had Travis Hunter 1, Tetairoa McMillan 2, and Travis Hunter. I put the asterisk if he's used as if he's used as mostly a wide receiver. Tetairoa McMillan 2, Emeka Egbuka 3, and then Matthew Golden was my 4. So Tetairoa McMillan would be my most excited in the division. That's fair. And also, I think he's the one walking into just the most alpha role, as it's described. Like he is going to get targets, which, and I hope, side note, and I think this happened with Drake London a bit early in his career. If he's not good at everything right away, keep giving him the ball at the things he does well, right? If maybe he's not, routing you up with double moves or he's not hitting you with option routes perfectly and making every decision, but when you get down in the red zone, he's making contested catches, keep going to him with the contested catches. Sometimes I think Drake London didn't do everything well early on, so they went away from him at times, and I'm going like, if you got one go-to thing, sometimes just go to, right? Don't be the band that's walking up there not playing the hits. Like, you guys didn't have a best second album. It's like, yeah, but we play the first album, and it gets the crowd rocking every time. Like, if Tetairoa McMillan is really good at 3 things, and he's working on 2 others, don't stop him from the first 3. You know what I mean? Play the hits. Tetairoa McMillan would be one. And Emeka Egbuka, he was my 3rd wide receiver in the draft this past year. So that's the way I'm rolling. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, as we move out of blind rankings, which, again, I did with Drake London 1. These are NFC South wide receivers. Chris Olave 2, Xavier Legette 3, Chris Godwin 4, Ray McLeod 5. Don't think I did horrendous there. As we move out of there, why don't we go and do a little hit it and quit it, shall we?
I want you to hit it.
Hit it and quit it's going to be a little different today. Normally, we're bringing up the biggest stories in sports, but with tomorrow starting the ACC football season in earnest, and we're going to be out at Carter Finley tomorrow ahead of the NC State ECU game. So in interest of doing all of the ACC stuff ahead of heading out to Carter Finley, I thought we could hit and quit a bunch of awards predictions for the ACC. So we have these receipts on record to brag about or eat crow about later on in the show. And some awards are kind of made up, right? They're almost superlatives, rather than awards. Dennis, where are we starting? Why don't you just tell us what we're hitting and quitting as we do it?
Let's go ahead and start right off the top. Who wins the ACC this year? ACC champ.
I have Clemson.
Yeah, me too.
It's boring, but
yeah, it is.
There are years where there's a favorite, and I can go, that's boring. Let me see if there's someone else I like. Let me see if there's something. I did some searching. I'd be very surprised if it's not Clemson. I tried to talk myself out of it. I tried to play devil's advocate and almost go, if it's not Clemson, then. But I just kept coming back to, unless there's a huge regression from Cade Klubnik, which I don't expect, I think Clemson will be the ACC championship.
Yeah, I'm with you. Clemson ACC champion. That's what I predicted when we had ACC Media Days back in July. That's what I put down as well. Who will be the coach of the year in the ACC?
I have to admit, this changed today.
Oh, really? Okay.
When we did the predictions for win-loss record, I'm going Bill Belichick.
Really?
Partially because I think UNC's schedule is set up for them to surprise.
Interesting.
And I also, I'd be a fool not to factor in that he's famous, right? Like,
there's that.
It's not just us here in the Triangle that vote for it. If UNC finishes 8 wins, 9 wins, something like that, you can't tell me that like Cal and Stanford and media from all over the country aren't going to be dying to write down Bill Belichick's name. I mean, I was not expecting to be there, but I am locking in Bill Belichick.
Okay, interesting.
Again, surprised myself.
Believe it or not, storylines and narratives factor into people's decisions
100%.
regarding these things. I actually am going to, because again, I picked them to finish third in the ACC this year in Duke. I'm going to go Manny Diaz.
That was my like leader in the clubhouse when I came in. That's what I was thinking I was going to go with, and then looked at schedule, and also they've won 8 games at least 8 games each of the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably have to win 10 to be a coach of the year. It's almost like how much do you exceed what everybody expects you to do. So my brain went against where I was expecting to go.
Biggest surprise, either team or player this upcoming year? Surprise in a good way.
Yes, good way. I didn't even think about going the other way with this.
Don't worry, we have that category.
Hollywood Smothers.
All right, NC State running back.
I think he's going to make a push for all ACC. He's a player that I've quietly liked, like explosive. I think he's a really good pass catcher. I think his vision is solid. And then I was talking with Mike Lennon here on the show, and he casually brought up that he likes Hollywood Smothers' NFL prospects. Just kind of said that in another answer. Just went Hollywood Smothers, who I actually like for the next level. And I was like, oh, okay, hold on. I need to do a little bit more digging. I'm a big fan of what Hollywood Smothers can do, and I think that Kurt Roper, their new offensive coordinator, is going to be a bit more traditional than what Robert and I was doing with NC State. So less gadget plays, more like let's get our running back in a rhythm, right? Let's get him a handful of carries and touches and see what's happening. So I think Smothers will be one of the bigger surprises positively in the ACC.
I am actually going to go with another running back, Peyton Jones at Duke.
Interesting.
I'm going to go Peyton Jones at Duke because apparently the strengths of Darian Mensah, play action pass, and those kinds of things. Well, I think that Darian Mensah early on in the season is going to be, hey, you know what? I don't have anything open downfield. Let's go to that quick check down. Peyton Jones is going to get a lot of stats and some numbers early on the season. But I also think with Star Thomas no longer there, he's just going to be a bigger part of the offense. So I'm actually going to go Peyton Jones for a little bit of a breakout year at Duke this year.
This is probably me looking into something too much, but I also considered Peyton Jones. Duke put out their official depth chart for the Elon game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Peyton Jones was 3rd.
Really?
I think it may have been an or, but it was Jaquez Moore first. The next name written was Anderson Castle, who I know very little about, and then Peyton Jones.
Interesting.
Again, there may have been an or between the second and third running backs that I mentioned, but that right there made me go I'm going to take this one away.
I know he is on the preseason, the Paul Hornung award list. So anyway,
most versatile player.
What's that?
Most versatile player.
Hey, versatility is a big thing.
Absolutely.
So yes, Peyton Jones. A little bit of all-purpose there. All right, let's go to your biggest.
Sorry, real quick. Also, like I said, that could be me looking. Those depth charts mean nothing.
They mean nothing.
They want to go ahead and play Peyton Jones starting with the first play of the game. They're not going to be like, but we put out that depth chart. You can't. Those guys got to play. No, they'll play him.
Squat. All right, next one. Biggest disappointment. So surprise in a bad way.
SMU. I think there was a hint of beginner's luck last year in the ACC. I think they depended a ton on Brashard Smith, who had 1,000 yards rushing, more than anyone else on their roster, and he's now a 7th-round pick of the Chiefs. I just think they made the CFP last year. They won some big games, but also won some close ones. What was the Duke game where the Duke forced 5 interceptions or something like that and still lost somehow? I just think SMU is due for a regression to the mean. So they're all the way at the top of a lot of predictions, and I don't see them flirting with the CFP again. So SMU is my biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that one.
Yeah.
SMU, I think there's a little bit of, hey, we don't know who this team is, so you kind of overlook them a little bit. And then it's like, oh, wait a second. They actually were pretty good. I think Jennings might take a little bit of a step back. I still think they're going to be a good team, but I don't see them making the college football playoff, let alone the ACC championship again this year.
I agree with that. And I like Red Lashley, their coach. Like, I think there's a lot to like. I just think last year they over-exceeded expectations, so it's more just due to kind of come back to where they are.
All right, next one. Who's the offensive player of the year in the ACC?
I tried to talk myself into someone else, but statistically, I don't see it being anyone other than Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Don't sleep on a Darian Mensah, right? I thought perhaps there might be a running back somewhere that could really get things going. I tried to talk myself into maybe Antonio Williams, one of their wide receivers at Clemson, and Cade Klubnik being so good together that they almost split the vote and someone else could sneak in. But I mean, I think if Cade Klubnik duplicates his season from last year, he wins, right? I don't see a Cam Ward this year kind of stealing some of that. And then on top of that, he's gotten better significantly each year that he's played, and now he's coming back for another. So if he takes a step forward, you might be talking like Heisman race style. So Cade Klubnik.
Yeah, Cade Klubnik. I think it's pretty much a lock. He was preseason. He was my vote for preseason player of the year in the ACC. So I think it's pretty much a consensus there on that one. What about defensive player of the year?
This one was tough for me. I hate to be a broken record and keep going Clemson, but I went Avion Terrell, their corner.
The defensive back, yeah.
I think their defensive line is so good. Peter Wood's going to be a top 10 pick. TJ Parker's going to be a top 10 pick. A few other guys that'll be day 1, day 2 picks, perhaps. But I also like their defensive line's not sneaking up on anybody, right? Like when you're going against Clemson, you know their defensive line gets after the quarterback. Their defensive line's really good. Their defensive line's going to challenge our offensive line. And as a former college quarterback, albeit not at the ACC level at all, when you're playing a great edge rusher, when you're playing a great defensive line, your coach is like, get rid of the ball. Do not hold it. You don't have time. Speed up your internal alarm clock, which gives corners a chance to jump routes. You don't have to worry about double moves as much because they don't have time. I think Terrell's going to get his hands on the ball a bunch, and that's one of the ways you can end up a defensive player of the year, right? You get 8 picks. You get 3 pick sixes in a season. You kind of jump to the head of that list. So I'm looking at Terrell.
You mentioned that dominant edge rusher. That's why I'm actually going to go with TJ Parker, the defensive end from Clemson, for the simple fact of guys on the edge and just guys that play in the defensive front, there's just more counting stats. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the reason why if he gets a 12, 13 sack season this upcoming year for Clemson, it's, again, more of a tangible thing as opposed to, hey, this guy wasn't open, so the ball wasn't thrown his way, so there's no pass breakup or anything along those lines. So that's why I'm going to go with the edge rusher TJ Parker as the ACC Defensive Player of the Year from Clemson.
And TJ Parker, I think, is more likely to be a Defensive Player of the Year now than he would have been in, like, 1997 without changing anything.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the statistics that we know about now, back then it was tackles, sacks, tackles for a loss. Right?
Yeah, like forced fumbles.
Home runs, batting average, RBIs. Now we have WAR. We have defensive WAR. We have on-base percentage. Yeah, so if you look at quarterback hits, quarterback hurries, pressures, you look at time to throw when he's on the field, you look at all of these other things, he's very impressive from an analytics standpoint, which I do think helps this. Like I said, you could build an entire Defensive Player of the Year campaign off of advanced analytics in 2025. In 1997, if we would have told you that, we would have laughed at you and gone like, yeah, but he has 10 sacks and this other guy has 15. He's so much better. So I think that helps TJ Parker.
All right, final one here real quick. Who will be the highest drafted player to come out of the ACC this season?
I know we're up against it, so this is convenient. TJ Parker.
Yeah.
For everything I just said.
I thought about this as a TJ Parker, as a Cade Klubnik, but I don't sleep on Peter Woods, the defensive tackle from Clemson either. A lot of people have him in the top 5 as well.
All right.
So that's it. A lot of Clemson. Don't be shocked this season, folks, when Clemson wins a lot of football games.
Yeah, it hurts me as much as it hurts you, but you got to go with facts over feelings. Put that on a T-shirt. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Speaking of facts over feelings, that'll help you in sports gambling. Tim Donnelly here for DraftKings Sportsbook. The rivalries, the marching bands, the upsets. Saturdays just got way more fun. College football is back. That's right. If you think you know the game, you can put your knowledge to the test with DraftKings Sportsbook and turn your big old picks and the big old payouts. That's what I like to say. With live betting, rivalry week odds boosts, and more, DraftKings Sportsbook has everything you need to own every Saturday. NC State is back up to a 14-point favorite over East Carolina. That one was at some points down at 11.5, 12. It's now all the way up to 14. So something's going on there. Perk your ears up. Maybe you know something I don't. State a 14-point favorite at this moment over East Carolina for their game at Carter Finley tomorrow. Don't forget, lines and odds are subject to change. So if 14 gets you interested, you better run to the DraftKings Sportsbook now. Here's something for first-timers out there, a little something special for you. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. I'll tell you how. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TIMD at sign-up. That's code TIMD with no spaces for new customers, and you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 877-185-543 or visit morethanagame.nc.gov. 21 plus, North Carolina only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. I'm ready for football season, just to let you know. Ready to start dabbling in everything, including a little bit of sports gambling on college football. It's awesome. The Panthers, they are continuing to put the final tweaks on their roster. Things like practice squad, things like a couple waiver claims. They made 2 claims to their active roster off of other teams' cuts earlier today. What can we learn from those 2 claims? Stick around to find out.
Move your sports day forward.
A lesson learned this month, courtesy of some student athletes paying people via Venmo. When you're transferring money to friends, don't use real descriptions. Don't say sports gambling, especially if you're a student athlete playing sports. Try something different, like hide it under pizza or maybe feet pics.
Get set up. Join Next Up with Paul Ihander. Mornings at 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Joining us on this episode are real Spectrum customers, Monique and Greg. We hear your family is a big fan of Spectrum.
Family of 4, we have about 18 devices last time I counted.
2 teams require a lot of speed. Everything they do is online.
There's gaming, there's streaming. Spectrum is perfect for us. I mean, it just seamlessly connects all our devices with lightning speed.
Sounds like Spectrum is really committed to keeping you connected.
It's amazing.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for my friends over at Raleigh Weight Loss Center. Folks, if you have struggled with your weight, like I have over the last few years, you definitely need to listen to this. I can proudly say that I have lost over 25 pounds in the last 4 weeks thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. That's real talk. Over 25 pounds in 4 weeks thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. It's not just the weight that's come off. My body fat percentage has dropped. I'm sleeping better at night. My resting heart rate is the best it's been since I was back in college. That's how good things have gotten thanks to the weight I've lost, thanks to Raleigh Weight Loss Center. And you can also be part of that as well. No shots, no injections, no side effects, just your body resetting its metabolism and doing the natural thing. And Raleigh Weight Loss Center right now is having a huge end of summer offering, up to 20% off now through August 29th with the lowest prices of the year on the amazing Raleigh Weight Loss program. Schedule your free consultation by calling 919-897-7506. That's 919-897-7506 or online at RaleighWeightLossCenter.com. Results may vary.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly on 99.9 The Fan.
There's the shotgun snap. 4-man rush. Young with time. Sends it deep downfield for Thielen. Makes the catch in the end zone for a Carolina touchdown.
Go. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. So today, is where the true NFL nerds, junkies, diehards separate themselves from the casual fans. Everybody pays attention yesterday. Who got cut? Did Hunter Renfrow make it? You have to be a true NFL fan to pay attention today. What cuts from other teams did the Panthers claim? What third-round player from 4 years ago that's only seen time on special teams is going to be on the Panthers? That's where you separate yourself. I'll give you a few updates here before we dive into the two claims that the Panthers did make. Mike Kay did some passing along of information. He covers the Panthers for the Charlotte Observer. He was really just recently, which is why we're having to depend on Mike Kay. Couldn't watch it ourselves because we've been on air. But Dave Canales spoke to the media.
I spoke at about 4:15 or so today, 4:30.
Yeah, earlier this hour. And I do think everybody's fascinated by this Hunter Renfrow situation. Canales, according to Kay, passed along that the Panthers have been in constant contact with Hunter Renfrow. So they're like we said yesterday, the door is not slammed shut on a return. But you'll see where it goes from here. Canales said, according to Kay, that he saw peaks and dips in Renfrow's performance during the summer, and then Renfrow said he has to think about what he wants to do. This is the deal with Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow has made a good amount of money in his career, okay? And I'm only, quote-unquote pocket watching to make a point here. Hunter Renfrow signed a nice deal with the Oakland Raiders. He has made $25 million in his career. In 2023 alone, he walked away with $11.5 million cash from the Vegas Raiders. That gives him the ability to say, I don't know if I want to grind it out on the practice squad. I don't know if for my happiness, my quality of life, I want to be out there busting my butt in practice and inactive on game day. That's something he has to explore. And by the way, it's his right to explore that. Right? He part of the reason he chose Carolina, or at least, what he has said about what appeals to him so much about playing for the Carolina Panthers is how close it is to his home in South Carolina. He might be going like, all right, I picked here to be close to home, to spend time with my family. Am I really going to not spend as much time as I possibly can with my family at home so I can go out there and run the scout team for J.C. Horn? And not hope, but kind of hope, that one of these young guys get hurt so I get a chance to help them out on Sundays? So they'll see, right? And the door is open. I think he brings value to the team as a depth player if he's there. But that's the way you go. Now let's get to the waiver claims.
Also, real quick note here.
Ike
Ekwonu not at practice today. He had an appendectomy, emergency appendectomy.
Oh.
So he had his appendix removed. So he's kind of day-to-day up until week 1.
I don't know if this happens for everyone, but one of my good friends growing up had his appendix removed, and then he can make a really funny goose sound. So
okay,
it was like a little party trick when we were like 10 years old. I can't do it, but he can make like a very realistic goose sound once he got his appendix out.
Okay.
So Ike Ekwonu, if you're into like hunting or something, you might have a new call. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Now let's jump into those waiver claims. 2 of them were made by the Carolina Panthers. Actually, we don't know how many claims were made. They won 2 waiver claims. They were the 8th in priority. So if they and one of the 7 teams that were worse than them last year both claimed the same player, the team that was worse would be granted the player. So we don't know if that happened. At least I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. But I can tell you they were awarded cornerback Damari Mathis from Denver and wide receiver DeLe'Veon Campbell from the Chargers. Those are the 2 players that were cut by other teams, claimed by the Panthers, which means they will go onto the active 53-man roster. They will have to cut 1 player. They did trade away Adam Thielen. That opens up 1 roster spot. They will have to cut 1 as well.
Jaden Crumedy was the player.
Jaden Crumedy,
the defensive lineman,
which I did guess earlier today, but I hadn't heard official confirmation. I think there's things you can learn about both of these players by what the Panthers are trying to do. One, they're both young, and it's obvious this offseason one of their goals was to, just eliminate everybody over the age of 30. Darn near. And I'm only like half joking. They want to be one of, if not the youngest team in the NFL, which I think is exciting, but also means you should expect rapid improvement. So what you see week 1 hopefully isn't what you're going to see week 4, week 8, and they're just going to keep getting better because that's what tends to happen with young guys as they're given more opportunities. Damari Mathis, former 4th-round pick in 2022 out of Pitt. He's appeared in 43 games, 18 starts. The interesting part is 11 of those starts came back in 2022, his rookie year for the Broncos. And that is when Panthers defensive coordinator Ejiro Evero was on the coaching staff for Denver. So this is somebody that comes in with knowledge of his system and trust from Evero. And obviously Evero got some of his more productive games in years, or the most productive game in year from Mathis. I will say this. I don't know much about Damari Mathis, and I didn't get a chance to go back and watch his film at Pitt. I don't recall how good he was at Pitt in 2021. But if there's one position as an evaluator that the Panthers have earned the right for us to just go, you know what, if there's an unheralded defensive back and they like him, I'm good with that. Right? Like everybody has a buddy that's into something like I don't know, maybe you have a buddy that's really into music. Maybe you have a buddy that's really into movies. Maybe you have a buddy that's really into food. And then when you get together and you're like, where should we eat? If your friend that's really into food says, oh, this place 2 blocks down, it's an Italian joint, it's really good, that's good for me, right? You're my food guy. I don't need to look up the Yelp reviews. If you say it's good, I trust you. Well, guess what? Just in the last couple of years, look at who the Panthers have found. Damani Richardson, scrap heap. Shaw Smith-Wade, 5th-round pick. Corey Thornton, undrafted free agent. These are guys that other teams passed on multiple times. They bring them in and immediately exceed expectations.
Coker.
We're talking defensive backs, but yes, Jalen Coker.
Just kind of throw him in the mix,
which makes sense with DeLavion Campbell coming up in a second. So if they tell me Damari Mathis is good, I don't need to go on Yelp, right? It's like my food guy says it's good food at that restaurant. It's all I need to hear. If the Panthers tell me cornerback is a good player, good prospect, that's all I need to hear. I'm not going to argue with them. They've got a good track record. They've given me 3 recommendations of hole-in-the-wall places, and they've all turned out delicious. If they give me another one, I'm just showing up. DeLavion Campbell from the Chargers, the wide receiver, is a little bit more interesting. To me, it's like, oh, you just took the wide receivers you've brought in recently and tried to combine them into one. He's big, 6'4", 205. You know who else is 6'4" plus? Tedero McMillan. You know who else is 6'4" plus? Bryson Tremaine, a surprise, positive surprise from training camp this year. All right, so you took a couple of your young guys who are tall. You threw that into the mix. What about this? He's explosive and comes out of South Carolina as a college. Well, okay, that's the bit of Xavier Legette that you tossed in there. Cool. Made that one happen. What else? Oh, he's a special teamer. Right? He's going to expected to bring some of his value on special teams. All right, there's the David Moore of it all. Like he's very much a melting pot of all the other wide receivers you have on your roster. If there's one thing that I wish there was more of, it was production. He strikes me as a player that, like, if he's such a good player, why doesn't he play good sort of thing? And what I mean by that is his final year in college, he had 12 catches for 312 yards and no touchdowns. His best year in college, he had 31 catches for 594 yards and 2 touchdowns. He has 3 career touchdowns in 5 years of college football receiving.
Actually, he played 6 because he had a hardship year in 2019. So he played 6. He had 3 years at Illinois, 2 years at Nevada, then 1 year at South Carolina.
Let me make sure that I checked all of the stats.
So yeah,
I believe.
But that first year at Illinois, he only had 5 games played because of, again, he got a hardship redshirt.
I don't want to pass along any bad information.
Yes, COVID.
In his entire career, he had 3 touchdowns. I wish there was a little bit more production, but if you're bringing him in to do special teams and do other things, you know, maybe it's if you're the 7th wide receiver, you don't have to be that good of a wide receiver or that proven of a wide receiver because really what you are is a gunner on punt anyway.
And Dave Canales actually did say that today, that Coleman is a gunner on special teams, but also just a raw, skilled receiver. But has all those physical traits and the size and everything that you want to have on a guy, stepping off the bus, that's for sure. But, hey, you know what? Can you beat the double team on as a gunner on punts and get down there and make sure that a big return doesn't happen? Then yeah, you have value.
Here's the this is a perfect example, by the way, of when I say if you have traits, you have a billion lives in the NFL. The guy's been at a bunch of different colleges. Now he's been on multiple different NFL teams, despite not having tremendous production, and it's because of exactly what Dennis said. Every coach in the world will look at 6'4", 205, estimated 4.4 40 time and go, yeah, we got to be able to find a place for him on the team, right? We have to. Well, you already have 6 wide receivers on the squad, and you're still flirting with Renfro. Yeah, but he's 6'4", 205, and runs an estimated 4.4. We got to find something for him to do, right? Gun punts, he can find something. I don't know how much he'll end up contributing or how much we'll notice him, but I do think they have a type. They like the big wide receivers, and they like the guys with some physical skill sets. He's kind of just a mishmash of Leggett and McMillan when you're describing him.
So, by the way, we talked earlier about just the youth movement of this Carolina Panthers team.
We did.
There are 24 guys on the roster. I just did a quick count. 24 guys on the roster that are age 24 or younger on the 53-man roster right now. Age 24 or younger. That 24 guys on the team. Here's the guys that are over the age of 30. It's long snapper J.J. Jansen. It's Andy Dalton, backup quarterback. It's punter Sam Martin. They have Taylor Moton's 31. Nick Scott is 30. A'Shawn Robinson's 30. David Moore is 30. So you have 4 guys on the team that are actually over the age of 30, and 2 of them are specialists and one's a backup quarterback.
I don't count long snappers.
Yeah.
No disrespect to J.J. Jansen. It's a different sport.
Yeah.
Backup quarterbacks, traditionally, again, I wouldn't count them a ton. So they're a wildly young team. What do you expect out of a wildly young team? Probably a little inconsistent, probably rapid growth, probably a few dumb rookie mistakes. Even if they're not rookies, they'll seem like rookie mistakes because they're young. Remember what you were at 23 years old. Now put the pressure of the world on your shoulders, 80,000 people screaming at you, and nationally televised, split-second instinctual decisions. That won't go poorly ever.
Never.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. We have the Starting 5 coming up next, brought to you by Ritchie Law Firm. Starting 5 brought to you by Ritchie Law Firm, injury lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com. It's coming up next.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Jackson Dart is ready for prime time. Jackson Dart gives the Giants the best chance to win games. Jackson Dart gives Brian Daboll and Joe Shane the best chance to say their damn job. I am on board with Mike Tannenbaum, everything that he says. So Jackson Dart needs to be the quarterback moving forward. QB1, week 1.
Unsportsmanlike.
Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Dear McDonald's, your breakfast menu? Fire. 10s across the board. I could be happy with anything, even though I order the same thing every time. Thanks for not judging me. I'll try something new next time. Maybe.
Get your faves for less. Buy a sausage McMuffin with egg for $2.50 at any size Sprite for $1.49. Price of participation may vary, cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Are you trapped in a high-rate mortgage, watching your hard-earned money vanish every month? Stop. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Hey, it's Dennis Cox. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And here's the kicker. You can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Loan Pronto is amazing. Imagine lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let the high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Genie log, day 15,824. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million now. I'll be stuck in this little lamp forever with nothing but all this stupid gold and rare gems. A gold-plated motorcycle? Sure does a lot of good when you live in a 10 by 10 magic lamp. Come find me. I'm at latitude 36.06.
Grant your own wishes. The Powerball jackpot is over $800 million. Must be 18 to play. Approximate jackpot odds are 1 in 293 million. Problem gambling helpline 877-718-5543.
I'm attorney Brian Ritchie. Workers' comp can be tricky, but my law firm will be on top of all the complicated paperwork and sneaky deadlines so that all of your I's are dotted and T's are crossed. If you've been hurt on the job, I'm on top of it. Contact us at ritchielaw.com.
Broadcasting live from the Lenovo Studios. WCMC HD1 Holly Springs. 99.9 The Fan. The Triangle Sports Leader.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm WRAL meteorologist Mike Mays. Beautiful weather for August out there this afternoon. Tonight it will be cool again, 56 the low. Tomorrow is partly cloudy. The humidity's still low. Temperatures go up a little bit. The high temperature about 83.
Weather update brought to you by Newcomb & Company, where your comfort is their business. Visit newcombandcompany.com. 5 o'clock check of your money. Dow Jones at the closing bell today up 147 points to 45,565.
It's 5 o'clock. Time to serve up the biggest sports stories of the day. Here comes your starting 5.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. At this time tomorrow, we'll be outside Carter Finley Stadium, taking in the tailgating atmosphere, getting ready for a college football game. ECU will be in town. The energy will be rising.
Weather's going to be so nice.
It's going to be glorious.
Perfect.
It's going to be glorious.
Honestly, for an opening weekend of college football here in the state of North Carolina, I don't think we could have asked for a better weekend.
And do you know what's weirdly nice? The teams that we cover most closely took the weekend off.
That's true.
So we're getting Thursday, Friday, Monday, which does let you have Saturday to just be like a mindless fan watching, whatever entertaining games are on. You kind of get to do the red zone thing, bounce around all of college football.
Oh, and Clemson over here versus LSU,
Yeah.
Ohio State, Texas.
It's you get to watch like your favorite teams in a bubble on Thursday, Friday, Monday, depending who it is, and then you just get to be, generic college football fan all weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Sit back and enjoy, folks. Have fun with this.
Have fun with the starting 5 as well, starting right now with number 5.
Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
If there's some growing pains going on, Lopez is going to take a shot to the end zone, lofts one to the corner, and the ball is caught. Is he in the end zone? Yes, touchdown, Jeremiah Webb.
Starting 5 is brought to you by Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com. That's RICCI law.com. Number 5 is Gio Lopez has been named the starting quarterback for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Shout out to Bill Belichick one time. I thought he was going to do the whole thing where we wouldn't know who's going to be the starter until they jog out there for the first play. But he gave us the starter on Wednesday. They don't play till Monday. Would I have liked it last week or the week before? Yes. But it is one of those things that's like, when's the best time to announce your starting quarterback? Beginning of training camp. When's the next best time? Right now. Like as soon as possible. So good on them for naming Gio Lopez the starter. Now it's on Gio Lopez to make him right. You've been given the keys to a pretty high-profile car. All eyes are going to be on North Carolina, specifically on Monday when they take on TCU, Monday Night Football, kind of only game in town. Everyone's going to be watching. You got to go out and make your coaches look smart for picking you, for investing in you. You know what is interesting about Gio Lopez being the starting quarterback? His teammates, according to Jordan Shipp, and this comes from a Brian Murphy, WRAL sports reporter, tweet. Jordan Shipp, one of their talented wide receivers, said they called Gio Lopez Magic Johnson due to his ability to make difficult passes and improvise. I'm a big Jerry Seinfeld fan, the stand-up comedian. Do you think I needed to say the stand-up comedian for?
I mean, the guy that had a show named after him that was super successful all that time.
I'm a big,
context.
Big
right?
Neil Armstrong fan, the astronaut.
Oh.
Big Jerry Seinfeld fan, and he talks about. I've heard him on podcasts where people say, like, "What do you want to be introduced as when you're going on stage? What do you want to be introduced as?" Right? The star of one of the most successful sitcoms of all time, the touring comedian who's made more money or sold more tickets. He's like, "No, do you know what I like them to say?" And next to the stage, Jerry Seinfeld. Because he doesn't want to expect, like, if you say, like, the funniest man alive. I've been laughing at this guy since I was in diapers. He's my favorite comic, your favorite comic. He'll make us laugh all night. Jerry Seinfeld. He's like, you walk up, you say, thank you, everybody, good night, and you walk off. Because nobody can live up to that, right? Well, the teammates are going, Gio Lopez is the Magic Johnson of difficult passes and improvisation at the quarterback position next to the stage. That's tough to live up to. The expectations are pretty darn high. Like, couldn't you say I was the Monte Ellis of passing the ball?
Yeah, Monte Ellis.
That way, if I'm any kind of good passer, everybody's really pleased, right? I could throw an interception or two, and they'll be like, well, they did say Monte Ellis. It's not like they said Magic Johnson.
the Jason Williams.
Yeah.
Not the Duke Jason Williams.
J. Will.
Yeah, not J. Will. I'm talking the old school Jason Williams.
White chocolate.
Yeah.
Because there's also another Jason Williams that was more of a rebounder. Got himself in some trouble off the...
Yeah, not that guy.
We're talking Randy Moss's high school teammate, Jason Williams. My point is this. Gio Lopez, build your confidence now. Flood yourself with confidence. You're the starting quarterback. You are Bill Belichick's first starting quarterback at the college level. I'm not saying you're going to be the best. I'm not saying you're going to be the only, but you are the first, and they can't take that from you. So go out there and enjoy it.
That's got to be kind of cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Hey, no, I never thought of it in that sense. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I remember being told when I was the starting quarterback in college, it was by a coach who at the time had won a bunch of games at the FCS level. I was probably the 50th quarterback that he had named a starter, and I walked out like, that was pretty cool. I can't imagine if the guy that was like, hey, why don't you step into my office? I got something I want to tell you, was Bill Belichick. Sit down. You've been working hard. I'm proud of you. You're going to be our starter Monday when we open up the season against TCU. How warm and fuzzy do you think Belichick got? This reminds me of when I told Tom Brady that he was going to be the starter over Drew Bledsoe. And the world told me I was crazy, but I knew something was special about him. I'm having a similar feeling right now telling you this, Gio Lopez. I think that would build expectations a little too high. Gio Lopez, starting quarterback, UNC. That's number 5. Let's get to number 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, all together.
Pack coming on another two-man blitz. They pick it up. Wells, a sack! They picked it up, but only momentarily as Peyton Wilson got there.
53-man rosters for the NFL were revealed yesterday. Waiver claims happened today. After yesterday, I went on to all the NFL rosters, and I looked for players that played their college ball, finished their college ball, I should say, at NC State, UNC, or Duke.
So we're not going to count a Russell Wilson as part of that. Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
If on their roster they don't claim that school, I'm not claiming them for that school, if that makes sense. On all 53-man rosters throughout the NFL, as of this morning, Duke had 12 players, UNC had 16, NC State had 17. So NC State, all right, time to brag. We produced the pros, #PackPros. But wait, Willie Lampkin, an All-American offensive lineman for UNC the past couple of years, as an undrafted free agent, was a member of the Rams. He was waived by the Rams yesterday, so he was not included in my count. He was claimed off waivers by the Eagles to their 53-man roster. Tied back up, UNC 16, UNC 17, NC State 17 players in the pros. Which really, I mean, we're splitting hairs. I don't think 16 versus 17 matters. But congratulations to all of those players for making a 53-man roster. I don't care if you're Bradley Chubb and you're, super rich and making a ton of money in a roster lock, or if you're one of the last guys on the roster. If you're at any point in time on an active roster in the NFL, you are the 1% of the 1% of the 1% of athletes that, strap on the pads in Pop Warner. So congratulations to you.
Yeah, nothing to sneeze at.
Real quickly, I went with, this is like just kind of vibes. 3 players, little off the beaten path, 1 from each school, that was on an original 53-man roster that I'm excited for. Dennis, as always, I put it on you. Which team you want to hear from first?
Let's go in reverse of kickoff. Let's go North Carolina.
North Carolina, Cedric Gray, linebacker.
Nice.
Made the active roster for the Titans. He's played a bit. I'm not saying like it's true Cinderella story, but I remember watching Cedric Gray in college and going, this guy is going to be a great off-ball linebacker in the NFL. He gets it. And then it became a more of a struggle for him to kind of find his footing. But now, I think he's there. And the Titans need players that get it, right? Their offense is going to be all about Cam Ward. Their defense has to keep giving that offense chances to figure it out. I just like Cedric Gray. I think he's a player. He reminds me of like who a high school football coach would love. He's just a football player. Physical, comes downhill, leads with his eyes, football player. State or Duke, which direction you want to go next?
So we're going reverse of kickoff times for this coming weekend, so that means Duke would be next.
Duke. I promise you they don't all have the same last name.
Okay.
Noah Gray.
No, okay. You sure?
Tight end for the Chiefs. I have three questions for him that to me make it very interesting.
All right.
Does Travis Kelce retire after this year? Because Noah Gray signed a multi-year deal, and stepping into that role would be pretty darn sweet. Second question. Does Kelce save something for the playoffs, which might mean that Noah Gray has that role at times during the regular season this year because Kelce's trying to stay fresh, older guy. Third question is, does Noah Gray get to be a groomsman? He's been in that tight end room with Travis Kelce for a while.
That's true.
Kelce seems like a guy that's pretty proud of the tight end position. Does Noah Gray get to go up there and stand next to the old T Swifty? Just saying. Duke already has, what is it, like Ed Sheeran's wife went to Duke. Played field hockey maybe?
I think, yeah.
So he plays like random concerts around there. Noah Gray infiltrates that. Could you get the random concerts from T Swifty as well? I'm just saying. All right, and finally State. I think a lot of people are excited for this one. Running back Zonovan Bam Knight for the
Bam
Cardinals. Knight. Analytically, he was the best running back in the preseason.
From local here, Southern National High School. From
yeah, and a guy that's bounced around a little bit. He's a guy that I think a lot of people have, due to like injuries ahead of him on depth charts, you grab him in fantasy like maybe, and it never quite happened. But I think it's going to happen again this year. The Cardinals, James Conner, older guy. Trey Benson is underwhelmed since he's been in the league. Zonovan Bam Knight had more yards over expected per carry of anyone in the NFL this preseason, and the most in any 3-game preseason. Since they've shortened the preseason, he's had the most yards over carry, or yards over expected in a preseason. He had like a 60-yard touchdown run, which helps, but he made the 53-man roster. Running backs, that's a tough spot to make it. There you go. That's his little update there for you on guys that made the 53-man roster from local schools. That's number 4. Let's get to number 3. Captain Keegan Bradley announced the captain's picks for the U.S. Ryder Cup team coming up. First of all, let me give you the full team as it already stands, right? Because certain guys were auto qualifiers. The top 6 in the way the U.S. picks. The top 6 automatically make it. The top 6 are. So these players were not chosen by Keegan Bradley as captain's picks. They were already on the team. Bryson DeChambeau, Harris English. Let me go through here. Russell Henley, Xander Schauffele, J.J. Spawn, Scotty Scheffler. I believe that's it. The captain's picks are as follows, and I'm going to save the two that we care about most for the end. Colin Morikawa made it. Some didn't think he's in form for it, but he's a guy with experience, obviously a big name. Justin Thomas made it, one of the greatest Ryder Cup USA players of the last, 20 years. Patrick Cantlay made it, another one of the best Ryder Cup USA players in the last 20 years. Sam Burns made it. He was the last announced. A little bit of drama there. He makes it. Also, former UNC golfer Ben Griffin.
Let's go.
9th overall in the ranking, so solidly a makes sense pick. He is his first Ryder Cup appearance. And Cam Young, Wake Forest former golfer.
That's right. Let's go.
Also a rookie. This Ryder Cup is paid at Bethpage Black. Cameron Young, before playing at Wake Forest, he's from that area. At one point in time, held the record, might still hold the record at that course. So, course horse, right? You bring your guy that knows the course. And shout out to Keegan Bradley, because Keegan Bradley was in the top 12 on points. He is the captain. He could have picked himself. I would have. He elected to, I guess, go with who he thought was the best group so he could focus on captaining, which that's a little selfless, right? He didn't chase individual player pride. Instead, got out of the way for others to step in.
And like you said, would have been completely justifiable for him to pick himself.
100%. I say with my chest, I would have.
Yeah.
If I'm the captain and I'm one of the 12 highest in Ryder Cup points, and there's 6 auto qualifiers and you pick 6 more, so like the top 12 would make sense, darn right I'm picking me, and I'm putting myself out there first. Where's Rory? Where's Tommy Fleetwood? I want the Europeans on the first tee. And then I'd probably
shank one,
piddle down my leg a little bit, and whiff and go, that was a practice swing. Practice swing. It doesn't count. Shout out to Team USA. Ryder Cup is awesome. That's number 3. Let's get to number 2.
Just the two of us. Off-season, I watched it a ton. And recently, of course, I've been watching a lot of film, so I know a lot about those guys.
That is C.J. Bailey, starting quarterback, rising sophomore for the NC State Wolfpack, talking about ECU, a team that he and his teammates will be hosting tomorrow as both teams open up their 2025 college football schedule. We will be outside Carter Finley for the game. If you're out there tailgating, stop by, say hi.
Bring us food, and we'll rate your tailgate.
You want to bring some pulled pork, some barbecue? You want to bring some wings, some whatever? We're open. You got a special secret dish? We'll try it, and we'll rate it on air. That's just a shameless play to get us some food, but hey,
100%.
I have no shame. State versus ECU. State's favored by 14 as it stands right now, so 2-touchdown favorite. ECU knows what it is, though, right? This is a emotional game. ECU won the last time they played, which was also each of their last games in bowl season last year. There were extracurriculars, there were ejections, there were fights. If I'm ECU, I am trying to punch them in the mouth early. Right? Whatever your best play is, first drive. If you have a trick play you love, first quarter. Because, if you're State, what you have to worry about. And this is not it's really hard to predict this game scheme-wise because, obviously, Blake Harrell was an interim coach last year for ECU, kind of operating within someone else's coaching world. And this offseason, he got to put his thumbprints, his fingerprints all over the team and the roster and the coaching staff. Meanwhile, Dave Doran returns for NC State, but he's replaced both coordinators. So they've been tweaking it to their liking on offense and defense. But from a athlete's mind perspective, NC State very early on is going to want to make a loud announcement that this game is not a continuation of the bowl game that they lost and did not show their best. ECU wants to very quickly put that shadow of a doubt in the back of NC State's mind that goes, maybe this is like last year, right? So the first quarter, I think, will be very important in this one, right? If ECU lands a couple of big punches early in this game, that momentum can be a scary thing. However, if State throws a big old blockade up and says, last year, not this year, with a couple of big plays or dominant drives of their own, the reverse can happen as well, right? ECU can be sitting there going, this is not last year. And before they know what happened, State's off to the races. So we'll talk about it a ton tomorrow because we're going to be outside Carter Finley. But I think the start for that game is going to be very, very important. That's number 2. Let's hit number 1.
Here's the snap. Pocket holds. Andy throwing downfield. Thielen! Did he hang on? Touchdown!
So much for going for the field goal, right?
Adam Thielen traded to the Minnesota Vikings. Carolina Panthers receive – actually, let me give you the full – they give Adam Thielen a conditional 2026 7th-round pick and a 2027 5th-round pick. They receive a 2026 5th-round pick and a 2027 4th-round pick in the deal. So by giving up Thielen, assuming that the conditional 7th stays a 7th, and I'm not going to get too crazy with everything else, assuming the 2026 7th stays a 7th, in 2026 they jump up from the 7th to the 5th round, and in 2027 in the draft they jump from the 4th to the 5th. So they trade those picks. They jump from the 5th to the 4th, is what I meant to say there. So they move up 2 rounds in 2026 and 1 round, albeit higher in the draft, in 2027 in exchange for giving Adam Thielen to the Vikings. Few parts of this. One, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, the Vikings were in desperate need of a veteran wide receiver and already knew and loved Adam Thielen. I don't think, like, everyone's like, oh, you didn't get anything back for Adam Thielen. You didn't get enough value. I'm going, nobody else was paying near this. You kind of got lucky that Jordan Addison is suspended and Justin Jefferson's been banged up through preseason, or else nobody would be offering you this. So it's hard to say you didn't get anything back when you got literally more than anyone else would offer. Courtney Cronin of ESPN talked about Thielen to the Vikings filling a need for Minnesota.
For the Minnesota Vikings, they needed to do this because it's Justin Jefferson and then it's no one. Literally. Jalen Naylor has the hand injury. He will probably be out some time. We know that Jordan Addison's going to be out for the first 3 games. You're going to Chicago week 1, and you've got one receiver in there who has actual production. And, of course, JJ's a star, JJ meaning Justin Jefferson. But what about JJ McCarthy? This is a security blanket for your young quarterback, and he's going to be catching passes from a quarterback that he's already built chemistry with. Those two were working out together during the offseason. It was CJ Hammond there as well, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Adam Thielen. They've already begun to build chemistry. So I think it's a perfect move for Minnesota.
Great. I'm glad for Minnesota. I'm happy for them. But here's the thing. Both, like everyone's talking about how much leverage the Panthers had. Both teams had leverage. Both of them did. Because nobody else wanted Adam Thielen. And I do believe the Panthers knew that the smart business was to move Adam Thielen. So for everyone saying Minnesota needed Adam Thielen, the Panthers could have sat back and made them bow down to every demand. There's somebody for the Minnesota Vikings, a fan, with similar logic, going, we're the only ones that have any interest in Adam Thielen. If they want to go get a 3rd-round pick for him, tell them go ahead, get a 3rd-round pick for him. Is not out there. So eventually, both clearer heads have to prevail. You come together, and you end up where you end up, with a couple of pick swaps that allow the Panthers to get better players in their system than they would have in each of the next 2 drafts. It's really that simple. And on top of that, there could be some addition by subtraction. And I will say there will be growing pains, but at this point in his career, he's not as physically gifted and not as durable, hopefully, as the younger players, right? Because now if you look at the top 3 expected receivers for the Panthers, it's 2 second-year players and a first-year player, 2 first-round picks in each of the last 2 years. There should be a jump in ability level. Now that you don't, I don't want to say have to, now that you don't want to funnel the ball a bunch of times a game to Adam Thielen because he's a solid player when healthy, Instead, you get to funnel the ball to Jalen Coker, or you get to funnel the ball to Tetero McMillan, and those players get to grow at a faster pace. I think it's a deal that had to get done because it just made too much sense. It's a deal that had to get done because both teams were interested in it and neither team had anywhere else to turn. And also, I know this doesn't matter, but I think it does. It's what Adam Thielen wanted. Adam Thielen, 35-year-old, he's given his body to the Panthers for the last 2 years. He's been a leader. He's, quite frankly, when a lot of 33, 34-year-olds would have kind of tanked or packed it in long after you're out of contention for anything of meaning as a team, he was out there still grinding. And what did he do this offseason when he very obviously wanted to be playing for Minnesota and not Carolina? He invites the entire team out to his house and on his boat and continues building, camaraderie. If Tetero McMillan and Xavier Legette have above expectation seasons this year, I'm completely okay with Adam Thielen taking a little bit of credit for that. If that's his legacy with the Panthers, that's a pretty good legacy. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. That is the starting five, brought to you by Ritchie Law Firm, Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com, RICCI law.com. We need some numbers game contestants, don't we? We had a double 5 for 5 the other day.
We did.
10 for 10, if you will. If you think you can do that, or if you think you can just beat the other contestant, because we need 2 contestants and it's competition, call in now, because the prize for today, the winner will receive a $30 gift card to Alpaca Chicken.
Nice.
Legendary flavor, hometown pride. That should get the competitive juices flowing. $30 gift card to Alpaca Chicken going to the winner. If you want to play, you got to call in now. We need 2 contestants. The number to call, 919-860-5326. 919-860-5326. Numbers game next.
Hey, it's Adam Gold, and as the Carolina Hurricanes shoot for their 8th consecutive playoff appearance, that's right, 8 in a row, that's not the goal, I should remind you. The goal is being, as Rod Brindamore likes to say, the last team standing. What do they need? Who will get them there? You know where you can find the answers on every episode of the Canes Corner podcast, live on YouTube after games, and wherever you get your podcast. Rate, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends.
It's bow time. Something new just dropped at Bojangles. Take the bold taste of a crispy golden chicken supreme that's been seasoned to perfection, then add dill pickles, Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, and a toasted bun that's great on the go. What do you get? You get a Bo's Bird Dog. In fact, you can grab 2 of them for $5. So when you're on the go, headed to practice, or need a snack, grab a Bo's Bird Dog. Hurry in before they're gone. Available for a limited time. It's bow time.
There's no time like bow time, but sometimes it's go time. No time to stop, but the perfect time for a Bojangles Bird Dog. A seasoned to perfection Bojangles Chicken Supremes, dill pickles, and Carolina Gold barbecue sauce, all tucked inside a toasted bun. Great on the go. Try 2 bird dogs for just $5 or 2 bird dog combo for just $8.25. Available for limited time only. When you're hungry for flavor and value, it's bow time.
It's game night in Cary. North Carolina FC takes on the Hartford Athletic on Saturday, August 30th at First Horizon Stadium at 7:30 p.m. Get your tickets at tickets.northcarolinafc.com. Don't miss a moment of the action. Stay cool, stay fierce.
A torn ACL, stress fracture, aching back, a hip that's had it, life on hold, and all you want is to get it back. Enter Wake Orthopedics. Our fellowship-trained orthopedists do it all. General, sports, pediatric, joint replacement, fracture, spine, prevention, advanced diagnostics, progressive treatments, minimally invasive procedures, surgeries, and more. Visit wakemed.org/wakeortho and get back your life.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. It is time to play the numbers game. The prize for today, $30 gift card to Alpaca Chicken. Legendary flavor, Hometown Pride. As always, we will bring our two contestants onto the show. They will both answer a question. I'll ask them the same question. Dennis will choose his favorite answer, and that person will get to go first. Now, this is one of my kind of go-to questions here, as my computer's being very funny. All right, here. My computer's being very funny. I can't bring up our spreadsheet here.
We have Tyler in Durham. We have Malik in Raleigh.
I understand who the contestants are. The issue is I can't see the numbers for the numbers game. Dennis, you may have to pinch hit here.
Okay.
But I'll ask the question still. This is an issue. What is going on? My Teams is not working well.
People are like, yep, Microsoft. Yeah, Teams.
I will try one more time. Boom. I don't know. I'll let it sit there and try to load.
Okay.
We will go to Tyler in Durham. Tyler, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. The question for today is, let's see here. Oh, one of my tried and true questions. Here we go. Who is the best athlete, any sport, that you've seen play in person?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady. Pretty good one. Pretty good one. You just tickets to an NFL game? Is that what we're talking about here?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, Tyler, you're locked in with Tom Brady. Malik in Raleigh, are you there?
Yeah.
All right, same question to you. Who is the best athlete you've ever seen play in person?
Easily LeBron and Charlotte.
LeBron and Charlotte. You know what, Dennis? You are going to upset some very passionate fans here.
Yes, I will.
You have to pick Tom Brady or LeBron.
I know. That's rough.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift? Go.
Yeah.
The internet will be cool with whatever you answer.
Of course they will be. I'll both great answers, by the way. I'll have to go. I have to go Brady.
That's pretty good.
I have to go Brady on this one.
Brady might be my answer as well. I saw Brady play once.
I never saw Brady play in person.
You want to know the best part about it?
What?
I saw Brady play, and he lost to Joe Flacco, and we were in Foxborough. Let's go, Blue Hens.
Oh, yeah, you and your Blue Hens.
Anyway, I can't bring up the list here. So can you, Dennis?
Yes, I can.
All right, you're going to have to take it from here. This is a special Dennis edition of the numbers game. Good luck to everybody involved. I'm going to sit this one out.
Okay, so we're going to go Tyler in Durham first. Tyler, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, so Tyler, here's how this is going to work. I'm going to give you the 4 categories from which you to choose from. We have NFL Iowa born, so these are all players that were born in the state of Iowa. We have NFL late August birthdays, so again, people born late this current month. Also, NBA, just kind of weird nicknames. So these are NBA players that might have a little bit of a odd nickname that they might get off the court. Also, NHL Hurricanes throughout history.
I'll do the NBA August.
Do you mean NFL August?
Sorry, NFL August, yes, I'm sorry. Yep.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to give you the name of the player, the team. You give us the jersey number. 30 seconds on the clock. You get 1 pass. Any questions, Tyler, before we get started?
Nope.
Okay, time starts when you hear the horn. Marvin Harrison, Indianapolis Colts.
88.
Correct. Jamal Lewis, Baltimore Ravens.
30.
Incorrect. Rashid Shaheed, New Orleans Saints.
3.
Incorrect. Jamal Lewis, Baltimore Ravens.
Pass.
Kyron Williams, Los Angeles Rams.
75.
Incorrect. Jamal Lewis, Baltimore Ravens.
34.
Incorrect. Rashid Shaheed, New Orleans Saints.
1.
Incorrect. Kyron Williams, Los Angeles Rams.
20.
What was that last one you said there?
20.
You're close. 23 is what we're looking for Kyron Williams. Jamal Lewis, you were close initially. You said 30. 31 is the number for Jamal Lewis. I could tell Tim's reaction over there live when he was reacting.
It's kind of fun to do it from this situation. I get to play along for the first time.
You do. And then Rashid Shaheed, who's a wide receiver, has worn 89, but also has worn number 22 for the New Orleans Saints. So he's a little bit all over the place. All right, so Tyler, you get 1.
I had them all except for Shaheed.
That was a little bit of a funky one.
I was in the teens.
All right, but stay on the line, Tyler. Let's bring up Malik and Raleigh. Malik, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, Malik, your categories to choose from. NFL Iowa born, NBA players with weird nicknames, or NHL Hurricanes only.
I'm going to go with the NFL.
Okay, these are all players that were born in the state of Iowa. Malik, I know you played the game before, but I'll say the rules again. 30 seconds on the clock. You get one pass. Try and get all 5 names if you can, but you have to beat one. One goes to the person who goes first. All right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Time starts when you hear the horn. Alan Lazard, New York Jets.
80.
Incorrect. Josie Jewell, Carolina Panthers.
52.
Incorrect. Alan Lazard, New York Jets.
81.
Incorrect. Josie Jewell, Carolina Panthers.
50.
Incorrect. Incorrect. Alan Lazard, New York Jets.
19.
Incorrect. Josie Jewell, Carolina Panthers.
Oh, my God. 55.
Incorrect. Alan Lazard, New York Jets.
18.
Incorrect. Josie Jewell, Carolina Panthers.
56. Oh, my God. Really?
So, Alan Lazard, I can see 18 because he wore 10 with the New York Jets. So I can see why 18 could pop into your head. Josie Jewell, middle linebacker, but he wore 47 with the Carolina Panthers. So being in the 50s makes sense, Malik. But unfortunately, you went to 0 for on it today.
That's okay.
It's all right. But you know what? You still have a shot tomorrow or maybe on Friday. I don't know if we're going to do a numbers game tomorrow, but you will have a shot on Friday, though, sir. Malik, thanks for playing. That means Tim, Tyler, and Durham.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Wasn't pretty, but I'll take it.
It wasn't pretty, but you'll take it. That's, hey, they don't draw pictures on the scorecard. They just put the score. So congratulations. You win yourself a $30 gift card to Alpaca Chicken.
That's awesome.
All right. Stay on the line, and Dennis will we'll grab the info he needs to make sure you get your prize. Dennis is doing everything.
All the work here.
You got to do what you got to do. It was, by the way, I think that's only happened one other time where my computer kind of shut down and I didn't get to play it. Although now at least my thing says there's a problem reaching this app, so maybe that's what's going on. But it is fun to play. I see why everybody likes that game so much. The only frustrating part of playing like at home, right, which I kind of was, it was like I was playing in my car, is when you got 2 right and they're not getting them. You don't get to hear the next ones. You just know that you got the 2 right. I had Jewell and Lazard on lock, and then I never got to hear the next. Although I did not get Rashid Shaheed. I'm disappointed. An unusual number is one I should be able to get. 22 is one I should have got. I was in like 17, 19, Man. We will do that at some point. We will do, like, you can beat Dennis or challenge Dennis or challenge Tim when you call in on the show. And we'll keep it honor system. We'll have different lists and everything. But I do want to do a week where you can, like, challenge us and there'll be, like, a special prize or something.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun to do. By the way, I think you would probably do way better on a numbers game than me. Actually, it depends on the category.
I would say I would only do good. I would do very well in football. I would do okay in certain categories of basketball. I don't know.
NHL I might be the Mike of this group over here.
NHL I wouldn't do well in, which is weird because I think I'm good at football because they wear helmets. So, like, when a guy catches a pass, I can't look at his face and say, oh, that's so-and-so. You got to wait for the number to see who catches it. But I think in hockey, it just moves so fast. You kind of get used to, like, people's skating style and body type, and you identify them without looking at a number.
I was like, oh, that's a lefty. So it's not Seth Jarvis.
Yeah, exactly. Or, he's not the smallest guy in the scrum. It's probably not Logan Stankoven.
Yeah.
There's that kind of stuff going on.
Plus, as well in hockey, you don't have the number on the front of the jersey either.
True. Yeah, I don't know.
Because football and basketball,
like
you have
NBA, I'm bad at, but that's just because you see their face. And you go, oh, that's so-and-so. Like, you don't need the number.
Speaking of jerseys,
yeah,
the Canes teased.
The Canes did. They teased today that September 3rd they're going to reveal new road uniforms. Dennis, you said you had thoughts. Do you want to test drive some of them now?
I found it interesting over the last few years that the black jersey that they have as their primary home jersey has the hurricane warning flags on it. So that's, again, their primary home jersey. Their primary road uniform has been the diagonal canes written across the front of the uniform, starting from right shoulder down to the left hip. So their 2 primary uniforms don't even feature the primary logo of the Carolina Hurricanes on the crest of the uniform, of the jersey. I just find that very interesting that your primary logo that, when let's show highlights here of the Canes versus the Lightning, and you see the Canes logo and the Lightning logo, the Canes actually don't wear their logo I just find it very interesting. So my guess, Tim, is that the new sweaters for the Carolina Hurricanes, the new road whites, are going to have their normal logo on there. It's my guess.
They're like traditional,
their main logo, I should say.
That's fair. Not the new one that came out on the hats a couple of weeks ago.
No, I hope not. God, I hope not.
What about just Stormy's face?
I might be down for that. I might be as an alternate. I'm down for that.
What about a Whaler? Never mind.
Hey, the Whaler white uniforms are.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just know that when Whalers logos infiltrate non-Whalers nights, certain people get a little upset.
Yeah.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Before we move on, Dennis Cox has something for you.
Hey, folks, Dennis Cox here for Loan Pronto. Folks, are you struggling with a high-rate mortgage? Maybe you're working super hard to earn your money, but all that hard-earned money is just vanishing away every single month. Stop doing that. Right now at Loan Pronto, they are delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Loan Pronto's rate reduction home loan program is a streamlined program, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. Lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR and close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases, and here's the kicker. You can even skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Don't wait. Rates this low won't last. Call Loan Pronto now for your free, no-obligation quote. Imagine this. Lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. Call 919-381-1760 or visit loanpronto.com to lock in your new low rate and skip those next 2 payments. Don't let high rates hold you back. Call 919-381-1760 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan, will wrap up the day with Panthers tweaking maybe a Renfro reunion on the horizon. Maybe. Who's it up to? Stick around to find out.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
Jackson Dart is ready for prime time. Jackson Dart gives the Giants the best chance to win games. Jackson Dart gives Brian Daboll and Joe Shane the best chance to say their damn job. I am on board with Mike Tannenbaum, everything that he says. So Jackson Dart needs to be the quarterback moving forward. QB1, week 1.
Unsportsmanlike. Mornings from 6 to 9 on 99.9 The Fan, the Triangle Sports Leader.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the best part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
New to the area? Let me be the first to welcome you. I'm Marcy Bailey of Bailey's Fine Jewelry. We've been family-owned and part of North Carolina since 1948. We have a tradition of being voted the best jewelry store with an unparalleled selection of designer jewelry, fine diamonds, engagement rings, watches, and gifts to commemorate all your special occasions. We look forward to sharing our award-winning service and stunning jewels with you. Visit us today in-store or at BaileyBox.com to see why every woman wants a Bailey box.
Hey, it's Tim. I have Michael O'Donnell here with me. He's the owner of All Star Dog Training and the guy with the most famous dogs in the state. From Ripken the Bat Dog to now Champ the Retriever, you guys have been busy.
We've had a great season with the Durham Bulls, Holly Springs Salamanders. Fans have been amazing. Really accepted Champ. We've got called down to the Tampa Bay Rays. We even did the Home Run Derby X with the Durham Bulls. We are really excited for NC State football.
You guys have been doing this a while, Michael.
We have. Over the past 10 years, we've trained thousands of dogs in the area. We always like to start with a free consultation to make sure that whatever method we're going to use is right for your dog and right for you. We're an open book. We want you to come in. We want you to tour our 5,000 square foot facility. We want you to meet our trainers, and we want to meet your dog.
And you offer private training too, right?
Absolutely. Everything from in-home private dog training, in-facility day trains to board and trains.
Same all-star team, new all-star name. Visit allstardogtraining.com.
First and goal from the 4. Watson rolls right, throws on the run, caught.
Touchdown, Clemson. Hunter Renfrow.
The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. Wolfpack Weekly tonight, 7 p.m. right here on 99.9. Help you get ready for tomorrow's game. State, ECU. One of tomorrow's game. Also Duke Elon. But we will be outside Carter Finley Stadium getting ready for the State ECU game. We'll have some guests stop by. We'll be talking about all the action, but we'll be doing so from outside the home of the Wolfpack. So basically what I'm saying is if you want more info on the preseason and going into their first game on NC State, right here at 7 o'clock, Wolfpack Weekly. Now, and also check out Pack Therapy, the podcast. Found everywhere podcasts can be found. New episode, 2 new episodes up, kind of rounding out the preseason, featuring myself and former NC State quarterback Mike Glennon ahead of the ECU game.
And like you said, come see us tomorrow.
Come see us. Say hi.
For real.
We really do enjoy chopping it up with y'all. And I don't even mind disagreeing with y'all. As long as we do so in a playful and fun manner, like we're talking about sports, and we understand it's the toy store of life, is what one of my old coworkers used to say. With that being said, Hunter Renfrow. So you're saying there's a chance. Yesterday, when the Carolina Panthers cut down to their 53-man roster, as they had to do by 4 o'clock yesterday, the number one complaint we heard from listeners, the number one comment was Hunter Renfrow didn't make the 53-man roster, and Bryson Tremaine did, and David Moore did. What is going on? Well, Mike K., Charlotte Observer, was at Dave Canales' media availability today, and he passed along some of the conversation about Hunter Renfrow. According to Canales, through Mike K., the Panthers have been in constant contact with Hunter Renfrow. Canales said he saw peaks and dips in Renfrow's performance during the summer, and Renfrow has said that he needs to think about what he wants to do. Mike K. followed that up with a tweet a few minutes later that says, "Sounds like the ball is in Hunter Renfrow's court from Dave Canales' perspective." It is interesting, right? If Hunter Renfrow only wants to play if he's on the 53-man roster, that's his choice, right? He's made $25 million in his career. He can, go into life after football or seek out a job, an opportunity with another NFL team. He has options that he has earned through the success that he has had in his career. He could always, I assume, go back to Clemson, South Carolina, and just say, I'm opening a store. People will line up. Well, what are you selling? And it doesn't matter. It's Hunter Renfrow selling it. Get your pocketbook out. Because he caught a national championship winning pass for the Clemson Tigers, and my guess is that would do fine. So he has options is what I'm saying. Now, the Panthers also have options, right? They don't have to sit around and wait. They can go get other wide receivers. Maybe if they do have injuries and they call up and Renfro's like, perfect, now I'll come back to be on the 53, they might say, no, we've solved that with these other guys, right? So they both have the ability to see out their options, but it does sound like, according to Mike K., like they've put the ball in Hunter Renfro's court, at least for the time being. If you want to come join the practice squad, feel free. We'd love to have you around. We'd love to have you in the room. We'd love to have you a part of our program. We'd love to have you in an emergency situation if our 53-man roster wide receivers have some trouble. That's the deal. Dennis, you're in there giggling away, and you're distracting me. What's going on?
Oh, no, just people in a comment section, that's all.
Well, bring it to light if it's that funny.
Oh, just this one comes from Rinktastic. Rinktastic said, have to drop off, I guess, the show to walk the dog, but really enjoyed the show today. Have fun one. And I said, look both ways before crossing the street.
There you go.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, that right there, ready for this is called a segue in the business. Hunter Renfrow, the third preseason game, some people call them hospital balls, being thrown into contact, receivers being led by their quarterback into their ribs being smashed. I wonder if that third preseason game didn't have Hunter Renfrow walking off like, why am I putting myself through this? Just to be the 6th wide receiver on the Panthers?
Like, why?
I was a Pro Bowler. I caught 100 balls. I'm out there in the third preseason game playing with guys that are going to get cut, and they're laying me out to dry out here. You know what, Coach? If you want me on the practice squad, I'm going to have to think about it. I mean, there's some of that, right? Like once you get forget you money, you have to contemplate when it's time to say forget you. I'm going to go protect myself in the rest of my life. Hunter Renfrow, for all of his positives, route running, right? Wit, guile, is faster than most people think, and I know I'm describing like the stereotypical small white wide receiver. But he is a very good player. He also is not the biggest guy, right? And NFL seasons are pretty gruesome on your body, right? The physical beating that you take as a wide receiver, particularly one that's willing to go, throw your body around in the center part of the field, between the hashes, like he is. So it's a really it might be a life decision for him. You know what I mean? And if the question is like, oh, I only want to play if I'm going to be a contributor, I don't think that was in the cards to start the season at any point in time. He was always battling for the 6th or 7th wide receiver spot on the roster. His name is more glitzy and glamorous, so some may have assumed that he was in the mix for like, hey, if we go 4 wide, maybe Renfrow will get out there. I really don't think that was an option. Now maybe, you latch on as the 6th wide receiver, a guy gets hurt, you make good on that opportunity. Maybe down the road he could have worked his way back in because he does have that ceiling. He does have that Pro Bowl kind of ability in there somewhere, but he's earned the right to get to kind of ask, right? You know what? Give me a minute. Give me some time. Let me figure it out. And in the meantime, do you know what that wide receiver group has that is really exciting? Youth and potential. Ceiling is as high as anything, right? As it stands right now, the way their wide receiver group looks, it's and tell me if I missed someone, Dennis. Tetairoa McMillan, Xavier Legette, Jalen Coker, right? Then you have David Moore, Bryce and Tremaine.
Mm-hmm.
You have the newly claimed, I'm going to mess up his name again,
Delavon
Campbell, yeah, Delavon Campbell, and I'm missing one.
Jimmy Horn Jr.
Jimmy Horn Jr., 6th round pick out of Colorado. That is a very interesting group, if unproven. So I'm excited for what the Panthers have there. If Renfrow wanted to jump in the mix as a practice squad guy, go ahead. If not, I don't think it's something that can't be replaced elsewhere. If they wanted veteran production from a bunch of years ago, I think they can find that. I also think David Moore provides some of that. He's been bouncing around the league. He's been in some very interesting wide receiver rooms. He's been around some all-time greats. So even if, Renfrow would have said, this is what I did during my Pro Bowl year, David Moore could say, this is what I watched my teammate do during his Pro Bowl year. Right? This is what Mike Evans would do.
This is what DK Metcalf did.
Exactly. So there's ways to get messages across in a bunch of different ways.
By the way, speaking of just the physical toll on the body and stuff, just a couple of injury updates, I guess you could say, for the Carolina Panthers. It's weird. No major injuries this offseason for the Carolina Panthers, but kind of weird medical stuff, like Nick Scorton with the collapsed lung.
Yep.
He's actually was fully cleared to go back, so he's actually was back at practice today. But Ike Ekwonu had a emergency appendectomy on Sunday, so his availability for the season opener is kind of up in question because it's just kind of a day-to-day thing because it might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, it might take a month. You never know.
That's exactly what the Panthers need, just the left tackle to not be their game one when they're trying to set the tone for the year. Would that be a Josh Nijman sighting? Is where
either
we go with
Nijman
that?
Or Brady Christensen. Probably Josh Nijman. Maybe, I don't know.
My instinct was Josh Nijman. When you said Brady Christensen, it felt good. So we'll see which direction they go if they need to. Icky could also bounce back. I don't know anything about how long appendectomies take to return from.
For a little context here, Darren Gann of Panthers.com actually said back in 2022, Minkah Fitzpatrick had an appendectomy, was back on the field 8 days later. Packers left tackle. Packers left tackle David Bakhtiari missed 3 games during that same season in 2022.
Love that. Great job, Darren Gant.
Yeah.
It's like we all know how long a high ankle sprain takes compared to a low ankle sprain, but the appendectomy, you got to go back in time to find some examples. Hopefully Icky is recovering quickly and he'll be back, but if not, next man up. It's the NFL. The Drive with Tim Donnelly, 99.9 The Fan. The next time we talk to you will be tomorrow at 3, and we will be outside Carter Finley Stadium getting ready for real live college football. State hosting ECU. If you're going to be out there tailgating, we want to hear from you. Stop by, say hi, interact. We'd love to chat and maybe get your prediction or something on the air. So that's tomorrow. Until then, everybody, go to our YouTube channel, 99.9 The Fan. Subscribe. Check out the videos, Panthers Playbook, Pack Therapy, new content all the time. And also enjoy your evening and get ready for football season to start in earnest tomorrow. Until then, have a wonderful night, everybody.
Move your sports day forward.
A lesson learned this month, courtesy of some student athletes paying people via Venmo.